I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. How the heck do you guys keep breaking into my house? Hi. How you guys doing? I hope things are good. I am playing a little bit of Stardew Valley because I'm just sort of chilling and also having conversations with people in the chat. Hi. So hello, how's it going? Shell is here. Lone Light is here as well. Marla, Karen, hi. How's it going? So I bit my... Oh, hi, jeez. Wow, you were waiting on that one. Thank you, Kai. I appreciate that. That 16 months. That's a long freaking time. I appreciate that very much. Yippee! So I bit my my lip a little early today. I think in 3 places, and it is uncomfortable. But you know, whatever. I mean, that's what happens when the tacos are just that good. Where he's just like, must munch, and then suddenly part of your face is, you know, in on the diet. Got a huge snowstorm, so I don't think I'm going to stay very long. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Also, is that, like, money face? That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Top dollar. My tortilla blanket is arriving tomorrow. Heck yeah, man. Now, question. Is it made out of, like, sort of that fake faux fleece stuff, except it's been dyed to look like a tortilla? Or are we talking, like, I don't know, is it just like a regular, like, fabric blanket that has been dyed to look like a tortilla? I'm curious about this. I currently have a fleece-esque kind of blanket that I'm wrapped in right now. Haven't had a taco in a while. Maybe I will walk to the store tomorrow and get one. Get a taco from the store? I mean, technically that would work. I don't know. I've got like very little trust when it comes to like tacos that you get anywhere aside from like your house that you make with your own ingredients. I've heard too many people that end up getting like food poisoning from stuff like that. Yay, tortilla blankets. Ah, fleece one. Woo! Exciting. Fleece blankets are so comfy, man. Okay, let me dive on over into the stream chat real quick. Do I have myself listed as being offline? Why? Gosh darn it. Why did I, like, set that up? I forget. Nova is here. Hello. And there's a Kyle Phoenix in here. Hi.
Yerk! Listen, I know I just got here, but I gotta take care of trash.
Oh. Fair enough. Go take care of the smelly.
I will be back.
Okie dokie. Anyway, I'm gonna dive into Stardew Valley before we get, like, too in-depth on any conversations. Because last stream, I ended up, like, massively getting distracted. But hey, that's fine. Distractions are good. Distractions, like, you know, it opens up for interesting conversations. Okay. I did a little bit of sorting before I started the stream here. And by sorting, I mean I took a bunch of the stuff that was, like, taking up 2 entire chests, and I made it only take up, like, 1.5 chests. So hopefully that'll help things out when it comes to, like, sorting. You know, maybe I should... Actually, hold on. I should make another chest. I need to start sorting some stuff out here. Otherwise, it's going to become, like, way too, like, over-encumbered. Let's make this the valuables chest. Or, you know, like, the one that has a bunch of the high-grade crap. We're going to make... Oh, I need to hand this over into Gunter. Okay, I upgraded my backpack, apparently. Good stuff. Let's see. I think boop, boop, boop. And then at some point I need to make myself that furnace so that I can progress on that little bit. Oh, I need to make a fish chest for sure. Maybe I'll make one of these chest of fish chests. Here. Let's set all these things in here for now. Maybe I'll make this a fish chest. Here. I'll set a bunch of crap in here just to start, and then... fish. There we go. I'm also going to need to make, like, you know, a good place to put all of the plants and junk. Let's see. Good to see that the YouTube chat is doing good as well. Set all the smelly fish in here. That way we don't have to ever smell it again. Oh, I should probably make a chest that's like got tools and junk in it as well. I'll make it and I'll put it next to the door. Efficiency. Making things nice. There we go. That way I can sort of like choose which stuff I'm going to be wearing. Oh, also, I guess I'll put the straw hat in there for accessories. Why not? There we go. Anything else I should be sorting out here? Probably the, oh, man. Okay. Yes, let's make a 4th chest, except this one's for... Let me color code this real quick.
I have returned.
Are
Hey,
you not going to
welcome
sell the fish?
I mean, I'm gonna sell the fish. I think I was just collecting and like absent-mindedly collecting fish. I could probably sell a bunch of the stuff that's overstocked at this point. If anything, I should, because I'm very broke. Anyway, how's it going, Nova?
It's alright.
Yeah, I know that feel.
Eh,
Here.
I was not great this morning.
Ooh,
because
sorry to hear.
Both this morning and yesterday, I woke up feeling very, very nauseous.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, and I think it might be because of the same problems with my spinal nerves that I've been seeing, that I see a doctor twice a week now for, to try and get, because like I was having other symptoms that was, because I knew that was because of that, and then but now I'm like, oh, now I feel horribly sick and nauseous in the morning, along with the other terrible things I was feeling in the morning because of my nerves being messed up. So I gotta talk to my doctor about that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, by all means, talk to your doctor and
Not
find
having a
out
good
if
time.
nerve damage is right for you. And it's not.
It's not. It's not really damage. It's like I like part of my spine is like not right. So it's like pressing on nerves that it shouldn't be, and that's what's making my body think that I need to throw up when I don't have anything in my stomach.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked with a number of people that have had horrible back problems that range in so many different things.
Yeah, it's a mess. But at least I'm seeing the doctor twice a week now for it, and so hopefully it improves in the next couple months. Hopefully, maybe let's fingers crossed.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so I think potatoes are a spring thing. That's a spring thing. I'm trying to sort out everything so that, like, if I don't start sorting stuff now, I'm going to be angry with myself in, like, 2 months' time in this game.
I'm finally over my illness. Almost completely.
Yes, you still sound a little bit ill.
Yeah, I'm getting my voice back. Slowly but surely.
Nice.
My impeccable singing voice!
My impeccable singing voice! My precious modeling career! Here, let's put down those Oh, right. Let's go grab those fish and, like, sell them. We'll keep all the goldfish. Ha ha hey ho. And I'll sell a bunch of
I see what you did there.
Da. Didn't even try. Okay. Basically, my yield for cauliflower this year was I have enough so that my inventory can have cauliflower in it. Oh, whoops. Must water stuff. There we go.
Oh, by the way,
don't forget to water things.
I don't know if I'm watching on Twitch, so I don't know if this is for on Twitch. It still says you're playing Splinter Cell.
Darn!
Instead of sorry.
I have to go fix that.
Oops.
I do that. I
Tiptoe
did that
Through the
before.
Tulips is actually perfect for this game too. So let's. There we go. Okay, I made it tiptoe through the tulips because I was tiptoeing in a stealth game. But tulips actually works for this game too, so we can keep the name. There we go. Thanks for letting me know about that. Ugh.
No problem.
Completely forgot. All right. Let's see. I haven't not had a ton of things going on my end. By the way, I am currently working on the Snatcher Says a Bunch of Things thing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I would have contributed something to that, but I'm like, I think enough people will. You gave me that one back in Halloween, so I figured like I'll give other people a shot.
I mean, hey, no, it's not that inherently bad to like request stuff. Oh, hey, Shane, what do you want? Go away. Get out of here. How dare you?
Am I evil? Yes, I am.
Lady says, I finally made it to a Stardew Valley stream. Hi, everyone. Has Kitty been given water? I haven't given Kitty water!
No!
Is there an actual, like, statistic that improves with that? Love the Sakura flower trees. Here. Let's see. Oh, man. I've completely forgotten, like... Aside from the festival that's going to be happening soon, what else is going to be happening in Stardew sometimes?
Oh, yeah, they added a bunch of festivals. Have you found one of those yet?
Man, there's a lot of new stuff in Stardew Valley that I have not really touched yet. Mostly because, like, when you start playing Stardew Valley, you're in it for the long haul, and you're doing everything in, like... So, like, you know, you play for a long period of time. And then, like, after you've exhausted the game, you're just like, oh, God, okay. You know what? I think I'm going to go and relax and stop playing this game for a while. And then they come out with a new patch, and you're like, oh, shoot. Well, in order for me to do that part, I'm going to have to restart my save. And, like,
Yep,
You know?
that's the reason why. As much as I would like to play Stardew again, I cannot go back into that rabbit hole. Plus, I can never. It's impossible to mod the game to marry my husband, my shadow monster boy husband now. So
Exactly.
that's
Oops.
also not very encouraging.
I mean, how do you live, man?
I know.
Howdo, Marnie. Let's see. So
Why are
anyway,
we here?
now I've had some people
Mr.
ask,
Suffer.
like, when am I going to release that video? I'd like to remind you guys that, like, it's not just going to be me, yelling into a microphone and making the silly noises. Like, I'm going to be doing some editing and, little stuff like that here and there. And keep in mind, I posted how many things now, first of all, tons of people sent in requests, and I have noodled it down to somewhere around 125.
Noodled.
Ha he ha hoo.
I see what you did there.
The puns, they're just built in. Anyway, so yeah, like, there's a good chance that there's going to be a bunch of stuff that I'm going to have to make, like, little animated skits for, or, just, like, stuff like that, as well as, like, silly other editing tricks along with the video. Like, it's not just going to be Snatcher saying a bunch of things. I'm going to try and, like, spice it up a little bit.
That'll be fun.
So,
Looking forward to
depending
that.
on how much work I have to do on each individual one, that might take some time. It's not going to happen, like... So,
Instantaneous.
Just be patient. And keep in mind, I've also got a bunch of other things that I'm working on as well. Like I said, I'm currently working on that that one video, which has kind of taken major priority since massive developments happened with it. The one involved with TTS Brian.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, just a heads up, I got a lot of things on my plate. And then earlier, Zumi recently posted a Valentine's Day card featuring Snatcher on it.
Aw.
And, like, it's freaking hilarious. And I asked on Twitter whether or not people want me to dub. And it seems to be a resounding yes. So,
Absolutely, always.
I guess that's one more thing on the pile. So,
You got your work cut out for you.
I got a lot of stuff.
That's exciting.
Quite the popular bubble boy.
Hey. Too many things to do. I mean, I bring a lot of this work, on myself, frankly. Should I buy any seeds? It's the 23rd. If I want to get some, like, crops done for the next season. Let's see. How many days are within the season? It's like...
30?
Isn't it like...
Nine?
Is it
30, I
30?
think. I think it's 30.
30,
dang
28,
it.
29. One of the three.
Take them back. Alright, hold on.
Hey, you
Oh,
should
wait,
be
no,
able to
I think it
access
might
a
be
calendar
28.
in your inventory.
It might be 28.
I think it's 28. Yeah, it's 28.
Yeah.
Every month is February.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
you're right,
enough
it's
to.
28.
Like, there are some crops in here that they grow like within 6 days. Oh wait, parsnips take 4. I'm going to invest all my freaking money into parsnips. There we go. Anyway, I really should bring up some of the funny quotes that I have selected because they're going to be good. There's one that somebody sent. It was a screenshot of DMs. They want somebody to say them as Snatcher, and the DMs are literally just like, "That sounds illegal. I'm in."
That's
And I'm
amazing.
like, yeah, that sounds like something he'd say.
Why does that sound unethical? I like it.
Right. Okay, how much more space do I need to make for this? I think 1 scarecrow will do for this plot. There we go. Oh boy. Promise, I'm gonna have a ton of stuff to water every single day now. But it'll be worth it. There we go. So I did have
Hashtag
a...
worth.
What was that?
Hashtag worth.
I think I know who sent that one, says Lone Light. I think that was on Twitter. So you can definitely find that. Oh, Lady says, the stream lagged massively for me, but that's just on my end because Firefox is being a bit touchy today. Let me check real quick just to see my output.
Make sure it's not just you.
Yeah, my output looks consistent, so probably on your end. Oh, actually, hold on. Okay, I have 0 drop frames, so yeah, unfortunately, that does sound like that's on your end. Dang it, water! Anyway. Oh, man, there is one thing that I thought about that I wanted to talk about. It's been on my mind. FNAF Player, the now VR game. Five Nights at Freddy's VR.
Yeah.
I have not
FNAF
really
VR
played.
game.
I've not really played Five Nights at Freddy's personally. Like, I don't hate it,
Don't.
but I also don't like it either. Like,
I've been watching Mark play it.
oh,
Yeah, I always just watch Mark play it.
I mean, you know, Mark is the king of the FNAFs, so that makes sense.
I'm so glad that Markiplier created Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, what a stand-up guy that Marky. Gonna go eat something BRB. Consume!
Despite being the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, he did not show up in the FNAF movie, I heard.
He doesn't need to. He's the king. He can do whatever he wants.
E.
But of course, Matt Pat showed up and said that's just the theory, because
Yeah.
of course he did.
Of course he
I
did.
mean, it would have been a crime if he didn't. You know? Like, I'll give him that.
I have more than just my catchphrase, damn it!
Yeah, right.
He's
You
not,
might be
and he
more than
knows
your
it.
catchphrase, but, I mean, it's a big chunk, yeah. About 95%. Hello. Meow. Firefox is being a very touchy butt. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
See,
I know I shouldn't, but I still use Chrome.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just what I've been using for so long. I'm just like, I got
Man.
all my bookmarks here. I got everything here. It's just like, I don't want
I'm not gonna,
back
like,
to
you know, stick my pinky up and just be like, oh, you use the plebeian's browser. It's like, whatever, man. Like, whatever anybody wants to use it. Like, for me personally, like, I don't like a lot of the stuff that that Google has kind of been doing to more or less kind of stranglehold the internet and change things so that they can get away with, like, you know, cutting into ad blockers and things and Basically, Google being Google and saying, no, we're the internet. Like, I don't like that, and that's why I don't use them. However...
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
But here's the thing, though. Like, Google browsers, like, as much as I'm going to shit on them and make fun of them, they are incredibly easy and streamlined. Like, anybody who uses, Google Chrome or anything like that, you are living on a very easy and cruise-worthy type of internet. Where, like, very little you have to worry about. Everything's built in. Your Google accounts automatically sync it up to everything. Like, it's very much a shut your brain off kind of use of the internet. And you know what? That's valid. Like, there are some people who would not use the internet if they did not have that option. So, like, I'm not going to poo-poo on it. It's a genuine option. Anyway, it is now time for the festival. Look at all the fish money! I think I remember that was the one thing I was training myself on the last time. Anyway, there is a random thing that I wanted to talk about on the stream today. Oh, let me check this. Aw, Mom sent me cookies. I'm gonna put those away.
Let me guess. It's root beer.
What? I want to talk about root beer?
You do? Hey, I was right.
No? Okay, alright, so by all means, what about root beer did you want to talk about?
I don't know. It's really good. I like root beer.
Root beer, no, root beer!
Root beer is good.
I mean, root beer is pretty decent. I really badly want to have some more of that, like, Sioux City sarsaparilla stuff. Like, that was a root beer that was really, like, different. And I liked it.
Zounds! A sarsaparilla swimming hole. Last one in's a Freemason. Jump!
There we go. Hi, kitty. Okay, do I have enough? Dang it. Just shy. Lady says, can't use Chrome anymore, but, trust me, Chrome was more of a hassle than it's worth. Chrome doesn't support my OS anymore, and I couldn't get the security updates to protect, from the WebP exploit. Oh, yeah, I remember that whole situation. Totally in agreement with you. Like, I personally do not like using Chrome for a bunch of reasons. Not necessarily the WebP vulnerability. I remember that was a thing, and I was kind of annoyed by that. But, I mean... Okay, so what was it today? Was it the Flower Festival or whatever that? I don't recall. Hey, Shadow is here. Thought I was taking a nap, but suddenly it's 8:30. Oh, man, so the other day, I went to bed at, like, really early time at around, like, 8:30. And then I think I woke up at about, like, 1 o'clock a.m. or, like, 2 o'clock a.m. or something. And I was so tired and so confused that, like, I thought it was the next day at, like, 2 p.m. for some reason. and I was just like, what, huh? What's happening? Did I really sleep that long? God, I'm so drowsy. But then I found out, like, oh, no, I'm drowsy because I only slept for about, like, 4 hours. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah, but
I know
I've
the
been
feeling.
trying to keep I've been trying to actually keep my sleep schedule, like, trying to go to bed around no later than midnight, and waking up around 9 to 10 a.m.
Good move.
Yeah.
Okay, I have nobody to go to the flower dance with me, so I'm going this way. Fell asleep at 9:30 p.m. the other day, and then woke up at like 4 a.m.-ish. That sounds very similar to what I went through, yeah. Okay, anything to buy here? Nothing of value. Great. Mayor!
Flowers.
I'm ready to watch the weird people dance. So yeah, where is he? Oh, he's over here.
Who is the weird people? Who are the weird people? Everyone?
These people.
Everyone weird?
I'm calling
We're definitely
every
not
single
gonna get
person in this town weird. We live in a strange cult.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Also, I turned off the music, so now it's extra weird. This frickin' dance. Oh, and now it's just peace and tranquility. Great. Peaceful flower dance. Got my PS5 today. Heck yeah, man. Persona 3
Oh,
remake.
nice.
Here I
Congrats.
come tomorrow. Says Shadow. Dude, awesome. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait, why is... I don't know why, but for some reason, like, my computer mouse really loves to hover back down to my taskbar, and then it shows up on the stream. And it's not mad. I don't have anything down there to worry about. There we go. Actually, I'm going to close down some browsers just because. Hey, Muffin, how's it going? Darp. Actually, what have I been doing online? Let me check real quick. Twitter? Yeah, that's about right. Oh, there's my Snatcher Says Stuff folder. Here, let me pull up a couple of quotes. Actually, funny enough, I could literally just, like, you know, bring it up on the stream real quick. Been doing all right, yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, also, I'm going to make my guys sleep real quick. There we go. Here, now let me bring this up. Yeah. I got a couple of things. There's ladies right there. Life is short, but restraining orders are forever. Hell is real if you try hard enough, kid. Get in the car, minions! They brought back the McRib! I have been called many names. Danger Noodle, Nope Rope, Angry Shoelace. Hat Kid, do you see that small vent on the floor? Have you ever heard of Among Us, Hat Kid? You need to vent. I know it will be hard for you to be sus, but I've got a contract right here, meaning you have to do it. It's great. Cleo, I can't see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku! Pierce recommended, I need a monster to clobber that Kirby.
Oh, perfect.
It's freaking great. Oh yeah, I do not care about silly things like labels. People can call me whatever they like. They can even call me Dookie. Never call me Dookie. A special place in hell for me. Oh, that's actually really quite thoughtful. Oh, this is Kippy's. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of nothing. And there's a bunch of people that recommended these. Apartment complex. I find it quite simple. You know, it's like based on what? So I'm just gonna have a marathon of those.
Bird flu. Yeah, they tend to do
They
that.
tend to do that. Road work ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Wood-fired pizza. How's pizza gonna get a job now?
You're telling me you shrimp fried this rice?
Yeah, are you telling me a shrimp fried this rice? Hey, kiddo! Pick up that can. Now put it in the trash can. Alright, that's it. Oh yeah, sir, I drop-kicked that child in self-defense. Oh, there it is. Based on what? There, so you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? You are not the clown, you are the entire circus. Oh, here's a classic. Please remember that when you feel scare or frightened, never forget to times when you feel happy. When day is dark, always remember happy day. Friggin' hell. Oh, and this one's just, this is self-indulgent as hell. Me and Snatcher talking. That's a nice argument, Snatcher. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the peck up. Injured? Good. There's one. Genders exist for two reasons, kiddo. One, to fruitlessly separate people into neat little boxes that only apply to specific portions of the population. And two, for tax purposes. I'm pretty sure Lady dove into, like, the, inaccurate quote generator. Because, like, they sent in a lot of bangers, and I'm fairly certain they came from there. Hey, Honk, how's it going? Again, nobody's ever late to a BitB stream. I'm just happy you're here. I've come to a point in my life where I need a stronger word than peck. Oh, I love this one. Habby's recommended this. Vanessa truly was the white woman jump scare. Like that one in Security Breach. Kitty-chan! Sorry, kid. I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little, richer. These are going to be great read out as Snatcher, let me tell you.
I'm really looking forward to this.
This one's pretty good. Kiddo, I'm about to tell you the single most important piece of life advice you'll ever hear. Temporary restraining orders are not permanent and are essentially useless until you can get a permanent restraining order. Why go for temporary when you can be someone for when you can ban someone from being around you forever? Oh, here we go. Roadwork ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does. Epe said I used a couple incorrect quote generator quotes. Oh, I've got a good one for this one. Depress button for 5 seconds. And I'm thinking of having Snatcher just say like, okay. Your existence is hanging on a wall and it's useless! There's I'm making pecking mac and cheese, because of course. Faker, I think you're the fake noodle around here. Oh, yeah, I have to use this one. The peck is a tsundere. I crave cheese, Leon.
No.
Snatcher, I burnt the water. Minion 069, how the peck did you burn the water? Got any games on your phone? Here's ladies. Have you heard about the multiverse theory, kiddo? They say that there could possibly be an infinite amount of universes out there. You might even have parents in one of them. Isn't this a quote from GLaDOS, by the way?
Yes.
But make no mistake, no matter how many universes may or may not exist, I will still despise you in every single one.
I think that is GLaDOS, yeah.
Here's one that I'm
Or at least
debating
it
on
sounds
using.
like something she'd
I'm
say.
debating on using this one, but for a good reason. Why won't you die? Nanomachines, son. They harden in response to, dying. I don't know. I never played Metal Gear Rising. Problem is, canonically, I'm going to be quoting Metal Gear Rising in another one of these quotes.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to make sense in that context. Welcome to the amazing digital forest. You're not making any sense. What do you mean I've got the drip? There's no water leaking anywhere. Oh, yeah. What did you say, kid? Chai tea? Chai means tea, kid. You're literally saying tea. Would I ask you for a coffee with room for cream?
It's like when people say ATM machine. It's like the M means
ATM
machine.
machine.
Oh, I could really go for some coffee right about now.
Yes, double coffee. I mean, that's literally just double espresso, isn't it? Big thing. Oh, this one's good. Hey, kiddo, I have a task for you. Grab your mom's credit card and tell me the digits in the front and the back. Oh, yeah. Kiddo! There's a bomb strapped to my chest! Kid, my luxurious mane is not a pillow. Get off of me before I toss you into the swamp. Hey, kiddo, I know you're not the biggest fan of dying, but if you ever reconsider, I know a pretty cool owl you could visit. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Oh, yeah, here's another one. I have crippling depression! Jesus. Oh, here's another good one. I can assure you that I am not an isolated introvert. Every Sunday, I take my minions out to TP Vanessa's Manor and then get a celebratory ice cream cone. I accidentally showed some weakness earlier today. It was disgusting. Would not recommend it. Oh, yeah. There's a good Pierce one. Hatkit, did you know that it's surprisingly easy to hack a 3DS? Anyone can do it! Oh, here's a good one Habby did. I relate to the phrase, chillin' like a villain. It implies that I'm calm, but ready to murder at any time. We've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. course. I mean, accurate. Impactor just wants me to scream.
Why is it on that background from the Today Show?
Good question. I don't know. And also,
why was the Today Show quoting this?
Impactor wants me to just scream and yell in various ways as Snatcher. I think I have to.
My God, Dale, no!
I'm currently in a debate on this one. Remember, kids, it's only arson if you don't state you're performing a controlled burn beforehand. Then, quote from somebody else, Snatcher, you set fire to the manor! Exactly. I need to figure out who's going to be the one that says this. I feel like it would make the most sense for Mustache Girl to say it.
I feel like it, or like just one of the minions.
Well, no, because he's saying, remember, kids.
Oh, yeah.
So, like...
Well, the minions are kind of...
It would make the most sense for, like, you wanted the kids to say it, and one of the only kids that actually talks is Mustache Girl, so... Legally, kiddo, you can't buy your own life insurance, which sucks for you given your current career path. Fools, welcome back to Snatcher Gameplays. Today we'll play Five Nights at Freddy's. That's just Snatcher plays. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, this is a good Pierce one. Friendly reminder that Little Caesar's Pizza is a cracker. Nobody out-pizzas the Hut. Ooh, yeah, this is a good one, too. Did you know that hat makers died of mercury poisoning because they used to use mercury when making hats? They went mad as they slowly poisoned themselves without realizing. I just thought that'd be a fun fact to share since you like making hats and all.
That also sounds like something GLaDOS would say, but about
yeah, it kind of does.
About something whatever thing Shell is currently doing.
Mapley recommended this one, courtesy of the the Amazing Digital Circus crew. Boss, are we robbing a pecking bank? Of course not. We're exploring a bank, minion. Keep up. Casually shoots Express Owl. There it is. That sounds illegal. I'm in. Pierce has recommended I do a dub of Magalore Walks to Burger King. And I know Muffin has said on record that if I do this, that they will go ahead and they will re-edit this entire scene, except put Snatcher Pants in it. Bet.
Perfect.
Oh, this is a big recommendation from Maple, and this is a big fat question mark for me. I don't know whether or not I'll do it, but we'll see. Once upon a time, there was a lovely princess, but she had an enchantment upon her of a fearful sort, which could only be broken by love's first kiss. She was locked away in a castle, guarded by a terrible, fire-breathing dragon. Many brave knights had attempted to free her from this dreadful prison, but none prevailed. She waited in the dragon's keep in the highest room of the tallest tower for her true love and true love's first kiss. Ha! Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load of... Toilet flush.
Yep.
Somebody!
Yep.
Wait, that was an outhouse. Normally those don't have running water.
He's got a special one. Today I'm going to teach you how to face your fears. Now the first step to facing your fear is... Remember when I said blue doesn't suit me? I take it back. This makes me look fantastic. Really brings out my eyes. And it's going to be like him in a suit.
Oh, yeah.
In a blue suit.
Aww.
Kiddo, it actually worked. I unlocked the Ouija board. Oh.
Being able to face your fears requires you to have fears to begin with.
This is true. Okay, so the next step is to add a cup of onions. How much is a cup of onions? Relevant meme. Can I climb the tree? Sure. Roll for athletics. You roll a 4 and break your neck. Kiddo, games like D&D are made to escape from reality, not mimic it. Honk says I've watched Shrek the Musical. It's definitely something. Oh, I love this one,
sure
too.
Does exist.
How do I leave the IKEA? I am so lost right now. Ooh, look, meatballs.
That reminds me of one of my favorite SCPs of all time is the Infinite IKEA.
Oh no.
Oh, the Infinite
It's
IKEA.
so good.
Just an IKEA that goes on forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, it's an IKEA that's literally it's infinite. There is no once you get in, you basically it's almost pretty much impossible to get out just because it's infinite. When you get in there, there's just
Yeah.
good luck trying to find your way back to the entrance because
It's like the back rooms of IKEA.
Yeah.
Except you keep finding more and more furniture. It's like, oh god, I've seen this table 15 times, but in a different location.
Yep. I almost wish this wasn't a thing because this almost makes it like a little bit too like generic, where I think just an infinite IKEA already is really funny and original enough. But it's not. There's no human workers. They're like these like shadowy blobs.
Oh
and
yeah,
at night,
right. I've heard a couple of different versions of it. Like
when
it's
the store is
shadowy
supposed to be
blobs or,
closed, quote unquote, they attack people, which is like, you didn't need to add that part.
I've heard a couple different variations to this. It's either like shadowy blobs or like weird like robotic monstrosities. Like
yeah, it's an actual SCP though.
Right. I've
So-
got the
and in
exact
the
same
SCP, it's like
problem.
these
I got the
blobby
exact same
things.
problem with the endless IKEA monsters that I do with the monsters in the back rooms. The back rooms
Yeah.
are already terrifying enough, and like the existential dread of just walking the halls of the back rooms forever and ever and eventually starving. That was bad enough.
Yeah,
But then you
like-
decide to add a cryptid.
yeah, it's just a little bit too much.
Why?
I like the infinite IKEA story, but I like it more for the idea of the infinite IKEA than like, oh, you also just have like these monsters in it. It's like, yeah, you didn't need the monsters.
Everybody says my favorite SCP is Dr. Spanko the Corn Crake. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know that one. I'll have to look
I
that
don't
one up.
know.
But that's
Somebody help.
that's actually not my favorite SCP though. It's one of my favorites, but my all-time favorite is the interdimensional vending machine.
Oh, I think I've heard about that.
That one's the best.
What does that do again?
It's literally an interdimensional vending machine. It's a vending machine. You can't see what's in it. It looks like a vending machine, but you can't see what's in it. Then you have like the keypad and the place you put the money and everything. So you just put in money and a random combination, and then it pops out something. And it can be, and it's all like food items, but there are food items presumably from various other dimensions. So like one of them was like a little like comes out, it's like a little box with a little fuzzy creature inside, and it's still alive, and you're supposed to push a button on the top of the box, and then when you do, it like fries the creature alive inside, and then you're supposed to eat it.
This is sounding very Rick and Morty.
It's very Rick and Morty. The whole thing is basically a really good Rick and Morty joke.
Yeah. Okay,
It's-
so
it's-
here's
but it's
another
like,
good one.
But this was like several years before Rick and Morty. This had to be like, at least 5 years before Rick and Morty.
Right. Okay,
And
so
like another
here's
one
another
is
one that this has a follow up.
mhm.
Raven recommended like, you either buckle down to do your work or you'll end up at McDonald's. And then Minion says, we're going to McDonald's if I don't do my work. And Snatch is just like, no. And then somebody else recommended. Lady recommended McDonald's.
Yes.
From the
One
Minions.
black coffee, please.
Yeah, one black coffee, please.
Perfect. The other items that come out of the interdimensional vending machine. One is an infinite can of Pringles.
Yes!
Once you pop, you literally cannot stop.
Yes, it's an infinite can of Pringles. Unfortunately, it compels you to keep eating them.
Oh no! It's legit.
So that had to be forced away from somebody.
Oh, I like this one.
and then like quarantined. And then another one was a can of soda that when they opened it, it exploded and killed the researchers. They later discovered the reason why that happened is because the soda was made of a substance that was not meant to be opened up in this type of atmosphere.
Oh.
So the reason why it exploded is because it was like meant for an atmosphere that wasn't Earth.
It's because it was not meant for our atmosphere pressure.
That makes sense.
so it
was
just
extra pressurized, so when it was depressurized, that's what happens here.
Yeah, that one is great. I absolutely highly recommend the interdimensional vending machine SCP. It's my favorite ever. It's hilarious.
SCP-035 versus the
Hello.
Masked.
Hi. How you doing, Abby?
Hi, Abby.
Good.
Ooh, that's good to hear. I'm currently
Oh,
sifting
happy
through a
that you,
bunch
you
of
got
the.
you got the PNG tuber working.
Yes.
Looks
That's
nice.
awesome.
All right. I was thinking about maybe having one made for me just because I use the program. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get into somebody's call and they're gonna need it.
It's nice. I did not realize that it were until I came into chat and your streams. I did not realize it worked like universally across OBS. So if I just jump in someone else's stream like I do here, it's there and it works.
Well, as long as people are using the tool, I forget what it's called. But,
Fuji Tech Reactive.
yeah, Fujitech. That is a heck of a nice program.
It's very nice.
So here's
Ooh,
one from,
Zayla.
here's one from FBay. Snatcher going, oh, so when crows remember people who wronged them and hold grudges, it's intelligent and really cool. But when I do it, I'm petty and need to let it go. I like that one. Oh, here's another FBay. So according to the cease and desist order I got, apparently you can't legally be a lawyer if your license is cut out of a cereal box. Self-care is suppressing all your trauma until it comes back and hits you in the face with the force of 7 very large trucks. I failed that one. Oh, here's one that I hope makes everybody, like, internally crawl, like, into themselves. I've just learned about internet lingo. I'm very uwu poggers and sussy baka.
I feel the urge to curl up on the ground now.
Yep. Oh, I'm saying this. I am absolutely going to say this. Oh, this is a good one, too. Judge of Final Battles, Dark Matter Possession, an operating system that deletes souls? These are Kirby games? I thought these games were for kids.
Wait, which Kirby game has the operating system that deletes souls?
I think that's Kirby Robobot,
Oof.
if I remember right. Or at least it sounds like that would be right. Oh, Muffin says, still for kids.
Yeah,
Planet
Kirby
Robobot.
is the Kirby game. The Kirby series is the story of a small pink Eldritch Horror fighting larger Eldritch Horrors.
Yeah. It's
And
just,
scarier
he's
Eldritch
more
Horrors.
adorable. He's the adorable Eldritch Horror. He's allowed.
Yes.
Kirby 64. You know, I never played Kirby 64, and I was a Nintendo 64 kid. One day.
I love Kirby
Kirby
64.
Protect!
I love.
No, I love Kirby 64.
I agree. Kirby's adorable. He needed emotional support on that one.
Have you ever played Superman
Minions!
64?
What was that?
Have you ever played Superman 64?
No, and I'm very thankful for that.
I have
That
played
game
it.
is
How
visibly
much does it
bad.
cost to get a cartridge nowadays?
I don't know. Too much, probably. What is garbage?
I'm gonna go over.
Why would you
eBay
ever
real
want
quick
to?
and
Why
see.
would you want the Superman 64 cartridge?
I don't know, for history's sake, and also because I'm a glutton for pain.
You too, huh?
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake!
How much?
Superman
me.
N64, 1999, complete in-box tested, $80. Now,
Yup,
to be-
that checks out.
to be fair, there are other ones that are listed on here, like Nintendo 64 authentic. Okay, so there's like what the fuck? Here's another one. It's like it was 40. What? There's a $20 one here. No, this isn't worth it. Superman 64 sucks. Oh man, you could probably just go to like a flea market or something and find it sitting somewhere, or like I don't know. Maybe not a flea market. Cursed video game
estate sale.
memorabilia being like collectible now. Anyway, let me see. Oh yeah, so Mapley recommended this one, and this one requires like context from the original meme video. It's just like a British guy walking along a path of like, you know, there's like a path of teacups that have been that are put down, and then there's a trap at the end of the teacups. It's just a British guy going, "Oh, good heavens! Ooh, splendid! Ooh, another! Oh, don't mind if I do. Nothing like a good cup of chaw to hit the spot." It's like... So I might do that one as Snatcher because that sounds funny. Oh, I like this one. From now on, I am starting violent emails with "to whom it will concern." I want to be clear that I am fighting. And then someone responded with, "I hope this email finds you before I do."
That's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. This killing them with kindness thing is taking much longer than I expected. Oh, here's one from Moo. Again, Digital Circus. Do you like adventure, wonder, danger, horror, pain, suffering, agony, death, disease, death? Angel food cake? You parasite. This one's a good one too. Hey kiddo, you want to see how hard I can cry? That one's gonna be fun to record. Kiddo, what is a skibbity toilet? Did the outhouse get possessed again?
Yeah.
I don't actually know what a skibbity toilet is either. I'm just going to imagine that is what it is now.
Oh, you don't know what skibbity toilet is?
Oh no, you poor sod.
Yeah, no, I would say that you are currently... I don't know what rock you're living under, but you should probably stay under it.
Yeah, you should glue it to the
I
ground
will
right
gladly
now.
stay under it.
Let's just say...
Stay under it.
Yeah, it's like one of the big new like kid memes. Well, okay, it's not new. It's been around for a while.
Brain
Like,
acid.
It's mostly been taken over by like, Lethal Company nowadays. Lethal Company is the thing that's kind of taken over that meme, but like it was real. Yeah. It's a Gmod related thing. That's about all that I'm really gonna say.
Okay.
I'll also say I know who originally made the, the original video for it, and it's really weird to like be on the ground floor of when like a meme like that becomes super popular.
I know, right?
You're just like, what? I know this person. I know their work. What the fuck? I hope you all have a skibbity day, says Muffin. All right, here's one by Salomon. Kiddo, have you seen my cat? Last time I checked, it was running into a bush, and now I can't find it. If you find it, would you be kind and bring it back to me? It loves outsiders, trust me. It would never turn your face into a mess, totally. Here's a good, image meme. What do you mean, dude? I wasn't stalking your account. I was just educating myself on your lore so I understand you better. Eat, sleep, Fortnite, repeat. Again, just imagine Snatcher saying these lines. Kirby is my favorite topic to talk about, says Marla. Oh, very nice. I haven't really played a whole lot of Kirby games, though that might change sometime in the near future. Hint. Hint. Oh god, this one's a good one too. Kiddo, for the last time, get out of my forest! Oh my god, is that a Lego Shadow the Hedgehog? Heck yeah, let's build it right now! Italians aren't real. Italians aren't real. Right? Play Kirby Superstar Ultra or Planet Robo Forgotten Land. Hello, Pierce. Oh, wait. Pierce! I know! Yeah. Everyone's freaking out about the Corb. And then there is a Pierce in the chat over there.
Damn it, Pierce.
Hi, like
Why are you saying damn it?
I Pierce.
It's a quote from Saints Row.
Oh. I
You're
forgot.
playing chess again, aren't you, Pierce? Yeah. Damn it, Pierce.
Yeah, I forgot there was a Pierce.
I mean, chess is fun.
Chess synthesizer. Shun them.
Not when the boss is trying to talk to you about important business.
I mean, Fire Emblem's not going to play itself.
Right.
Ooh, which Fire Emblem?
I don't know. I was just making the joke.
Oh.
I'm
Because, like, Fire Emblem is just chess with extra steps.
I might say this one just because I like the shit
But it's
posty
60
nature.
anime chess.
I like the shit
That
posty
is
nature
true.
of Snatcher saying this line. I'm not sure. I might. May I
I
offer
feel
you
like
a
this is a
contract
Mega
for
Man
this
X
line?
reference. As Sigma's the main villain of Mega Man X.
Oh, fair. And he turned himself into a pickle. I did that meme once. What? Oh, there it is. What's upstairs? They can't talk. I have a bunch of those. Oh, this one's good too. Why not become a spellcaster? Here's some things magic can do. Heal the injured. Protect your friends. Summon allies in battle. War crimes!
Yup.
Fitness gram pacer
Yes.
test. Because you have to. Pizza Tower? I
Yep.
hardly know her.
That's a classic.
Oh, this one's pretty good too. I have no idea what's happening, and I have no idea why it's happening, and I need someone to tell me the answer to these two questions before I lose it!
The answers
Well,
can be
ex-
found in the pause screens of every Kirby game.
Oh, neat. Divorce selfie, say cheese. Oh, this one's good too. All these ghosts, and I still can't find a boo!
Divorced crying.
Divorce
Has anyone
crying.
actually drawn? I feel like someone has to have drawn Vanessa and Snatcher in the where it's like Snatcher taking a picture of the two of them and it says divorce selfie.
Oh yeah, either drawing them or like somebody photoshopping that one picture of the divorce selfie.
Yeah.
One of the two. I know I'm gonna Photoshop one if I can't find it. Now's your chance to be a big
Perfect.
shot. I mean, I have
That's
to.
a classic.
No, chance to be a big bitch.
Now's your chance to be a big shot. Hey, kid. Making omelets with hats isn't the best decision, apparently. Oops. Well, your problem now. There's no
Omelet hat.
apartment complex. I find it quite simple. By the way, I should mention, for double ups, I'm going to attempt to try and go for the first person that said it. I'm going to try. Or, like, it's either that, or I am going to use whoever it is that hasn't had a chance to submit anything yet. So, just a heads up for you guys. Like, if you remember sending in a submission and you notice it didn't show up, but somebody else's submission showed up, that's why.
The only thing I submitted were memes that I found on Google.
And they work. They're appropriate. Oh, this one. God, I never watched this movie, but I'm gonna say,
This movie.
yeah. If I'm gonna stay, there's something I have to show you. Something magical and full of wonder. It's called a contract.
Oh god, that movie is nightmares incarnate.
I have never
I've
seen it.
I've
What
not
movie?
seen much with it. I remember
The Cat
that
in the
one
Hat
scene.
live action.
I've
Oh.
seen that one scene. I think it's something like, "Don't make me hurt you, and I'll make you look like an accident. I'll make it look like an accident." And I'm just like, "Cat in the Hat, please, no, don't hurt."
Reminder that the cat is played by Shrek.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Hatkins' soul. Little Brad, have you heard about the FNAF lore? Freddy Fazbear goes, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." And I've had several people ask me for, Snatcher to say trans rights. Don't worry, he will say it. I'm thinking about making this the final one. You know, kid, I've seen a lot of crazy things in my time. A lot of horrors beyond comprehension, and a lot of clueless fools. But you are by far the only one who genuinely concerns me.
And then it's just Hat Kid dancing.
And it's just Hat Kid dancing. And that feels like a good final bow at the end of everything. I don't have any more nuggets, kid, so shoo, you and your little bow friend. They're my chicken nuggies.
Oh,
All right,
God.
kids, who wants to go key my ex's car?
Recently, I saw a picture of a Adeptus Astartes chapter based off of McDonald's.
What?
Space Marines.
Oh.
Or Hammer 40K. Somebody themed an army off of McDonald's.
That's great.
What kind of car would Vanessa have?
A van.
Good a what?
Hearse.
A van.
A van.
Nah.
Hmm.
She had like
It's a pun.
Oh, a
Oh,
van.
van. Oh, I
There.
get it.
A van and Vanessa. I got it. I see.
Let me drive my van into your heart.
Da-da.
I was thinking she'd have one of those like golden DeLoreans or something. There's
A
something
hearse?
really ostentatious and crazy.
A really tricked out hearse.
I feel like so you remember like Barbie cars from back in the day with like Barbie toys?
No.
I feel like
Oh,
Yes.
she'd be in something like that, except like horrified.
Twisted.
Yeah, look that's my my canon. A Volkswagen. Snatcher be trans do crime.
KV1. No.
Okay, here's another good one. Here's an easy and accurate way to find out if you're bothering someone. Step 1. Ask if you're bothering them. If they say yes, mission accomplished. If they say no, repeat the question every 5 seconds until they say yes. Because you're bothering them. You're annoyance. You're getting on their nerves. There's apartment complex again. A lot of people said apartment complex.
It's a classic, clearly.
See, this one says, I've come to make a devastating announcement, and the only thing I can think of is, like, the Eggman meme.
Yep.
So, you know, and I'm not doing that one. You know, I did dub a Snatcher saying the Eggman meme before, but I censored it, and honestly, it's not good. Because, like, censoring it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Piss on the moon.
I'm pissing on the moon! Kid, I've been evading my taxes for years. I think I can handle evading child support.
That's a good one.
Why does Discord want me to wear pants? I have no legs.
Activation
this-
is a crime, Virgil. It's an obligation. Okay.
This is a special one. If I hear another person compare me to that obnoxious loony of an interdimensional jumping party owl with no sense of personal space, I might just somehow lose it! I put the fun in funeral.
No!
Whoa, children fighting! I could sell this.
Oh,
this
that's
one-
from Gravity Falls.
Oh, is it?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Good thing we have the Gravity Falls expert in here to let me know. Ugh.
Didn't Inkling already use that in his mod?
I think it's something similar. It's like, oh, children fighting. Finally, some entertainment.
Or another one from Gravity Falls that consider this my suggestion for Snatcher, because I have seen people draw this. It's another one from Gravity Falls. It's like, my ex-wife still isses me. But her aim is getting better.
Oh, man. See, I have had people recommend that. I am attempting to try and avoid stuff I have already done voices for, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'm
funny
on the
because
fence.
marriage is terrible. That's
I'm on-
the follow-up line.
I'm on
Yeah.
the fence because
It's
I've
funny
actually
because it's
already
terrible,
dubbed
yeah.
that one.
Really?
Except
You've already done that one?
Yeah,
I
I
haven't heard
already
it.
did that one. Except instead, I voiced it like, "I miss Hat Kid, but my aim is getting better. My aim is getting better." See, it's funny because the Hat Kid is terrible. Anyway, yeah. Why do they call it oven if you in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Which,
Oh
I mean,
no.
look, I have to be self-referential and go, well, you see, when food cold out, eat food the cold, not in out oven hot. So when hot in oven food, you out hot food eat, and of cold out food, whereby food hot is.
How can you say this without any problem?
How did you do that?
You have rehearsed this before.
Dude, I had to do that for a video, and it's just in my head now.
Never
That's,
let it leave.
that's
It's
taking
perfect.
up gray matter. Lone says I'm writing that down. Oh, you don't have to write it down. You can actually go and watch my the TikTok that I did that I also posted over on YouTube.
Oh shit! What's that? What's the Rebel Taxi's Hot Topic Girl copy pasta? That one's good.
Oh, please forward that to me.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
I need to see that. Ooh, I'm doing this one too. That reference to Borderlands. If I sound happy about this, it's only because this is my default tone of voice. I'm actually quite depressed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I just remembered another one. Did you see that Wizard beer commercial someone made?
Yes. Oh, dude, should I redub Wizard Beer?
Yes.
Wizard Beer accepts. See, I was thinking about doing a meme of the Wizard Beer thing, but I was like, what could I do? I think it'd be funny if like I did it in a Midwestern accent or something. Yeah, I think that would be very like unique. Because I've heard a lot of people put their own spin on it, like an Australian guy. And it's just a bunch of Australian slang, and it's great.
This is the Hot Topic girl or teen goth girl copy pasta.
Here, let me open it up real quick. Pan Pizza Teen Girl Angst Live. What?
Tan Pizza or Rebel Taxi is the guy who came up with it, and he's doing it, and he did it in a video, and now this is him doing it live at a panel. I was actually here at this panel when he did this.
Really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this was MomoCon 2018. I was here at this panel. I realized after I came home that, wait, someone filmed that?
Heck yeah, man.
I apologize to Izzy, Nolan, and Jim for this.
Let me listen to this real quick.
Pan, when was Newgrounds ever funny?
No!
Okay, I take that personally because I was on Newgrounds, but
I don't memorize that one, but I memorize the goth girl one.
Okay, your sister Emily reeks of teen girl
Personal
angst.
attack? Were we
That's not a
crucifying?
question. Yeah, she's the
Make it
type
a-
of
ask it in
Say
simplistic
the
way.
thing.
She's the type of teen girl who just got off watching Film in the Scroll on Newgrounds.com while signing to bring back Invaders and petition wearing a Jack Skeleton hoodie and a Happy Tree Fan tube socks purchased from Hot Topic during Emily the Strange by 1 get 150% off sale. Where discovered Surrender Rose from Slave Labor Graphics Comics while overbearing Slave Labor Graphics Comics while overbearing but loving father restricts her from going to the My Chemical Romance / Limp Bizkit concert with a 5 years older than her boyfriend that constantly IMs unsourced Palm and Z comic art over 56k mode on American Online. Free trial this on MySpace.com with a top 8 consisting of Jack Sparrow, Jesus Christ, Eminem, and whatever angsty teen band's the hit new thing on Disney Adventures magazine, and spends all day filling out what Kingdom Hearts character are you, who is only the complaint she'd get Riku and is unable to watch the 2003 MTV Music Awards because her deadbeat older brother's constantly hogging the living room TV playing Tony Hawk's Underground on his transparent green Halo Edition Xbox with a busted analog stick, constantly leaning to the right, making anti-Semitic remarks on how Eric stole his Wicked McTwist over helicopter in Hawaii footage.
does he have brain space left?
I don't think he does.
I think the hard drive's full. What the fuck? Holy shit.
I'm not only amazed, I'm amazed he
That is
remembered all
impressive.
this.
It's amazing he just has that.
He just has that.
Woo!
That was Pan Pizza, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember back when the original Sonic movie trailer came out, he wrote an article on it that was somehow published on Playboy.
Oh, really?
That you know what? That's the opposite of surprise. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that happened. There's a fun
And
fact for you.
to hear that Pan Pizza is writing for Playboy, I'm the opposite of surprised.
No, he's not just writing for Playboy. He's writing for Playboy about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie.
That's awesome. Like, I can't deny, that's fucking rad.
Get your bag, man. If you could
very
pull
happy
off
for
putting
him.
that in a Playboy magazine, hey,
I'm very happy for him.
awesome. Let's see. Okay, here's another quote. People are always asking me if I'm a morning person or a night person. And I'm just like, buddy, I'm barely even a person. That's a quote from somewhere, and I'm sure most of these are quotes from somewhere else.
Yeah.
What the heck is Venmo and why do I need it? What is
Well,
this a
Venmo
reference?
is a
this
Kingdom
reference to
Hearts
something?
character.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Good job on taking on that extra hard boss, Rush Kid. And would you look at that, only 149 deaths. Now do it again without your hat abilities. And I believe that is all of the things.
Those are good things.
Let's see. Like, and it's not completely solid. Some of the things I might end up doing, some of the things I might not end up doing. He's kind of just like, I need to kind of make a call on that. And also, no rules that says that that's going to be the be-all, end-all, you know, everything that I'm going to be doing for the video as well. Like, I'm not cutting off submissions or anything. If somebody else has any suggestions, you know, send it to me in, like, either the replies to the original posts or, I don't know, send me it in DMs. And then I will try and copy it. There's also, like, one other thing that I am making as well off on the side, which I might end up including in the main video, but I'm not 100% certain. It was a recommendation for one segment that I need to do, but it might end up stretching into being like a minute long. And by the time it reaches a minute long, you just have to start asking yourself, like, should I just make this its own video? You know what I mean?
If it's over a minute long, yes.
And it's like, this one joke might overstay its welcome. So, I might just make it its own thing. Do-do-do-do.
Oh, someone posted the go ahead, take a spooky dookie.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one too.
I know
and
that you
somebody
already
else-
did that.
I think I did. And also
Yeah,
someone posted the sister meme, creepy pee-pee. It's a urinal. I love the internet.
The Aku orders pizza is almost a minute long that I posted.
Oh yeah. Give me a moment. Ah, there it is. Teen girl angst.
Teen Girl, yeah, that's the original where he's not talking at 500 miles a minute.
Sometimes
Where he's
you
not
just-
talking at 1,000 words a minute.
Sometimes you just gotta Macarena through the anxiety. That's great. What the hell? I mean, it's true. It's real.
Playing Stardew Valley.
Here. Like to put a gold bar. Freaking gold. Shane!
My
Those are rare right
great-grandfather's
now.
tombstone needs a gold bar on it because he wasn't ostentatious enough in life. Can you
I
please?
Shane. Jesus. I don't even think I have enough gold that I could make that. We're way too early in the season for that.
Oh, and he's asking for it out of season.
Right? Yeah. God. I mean, gold bar. That's any season, frankly. All right. What is happening on the beach? More fish stuff. All right. So I had one random thing that I wanted to bring up here, mostly because I kind of want to rant and complain about it. So, sorry. But no, I've been talking with my folks, and they are currently living in a childhood house of mine, and quite a long time ago, I think it was about like 15 years or so ago, they had an addition put onto their house, like a pretty substantial one, that basically like added an extra third to it. And before I go into this, I would like to state for the record, this is an addition that was done like I think around 10 years ago, and my folks have already looked into this, and they have determined that any statute of limitations that existed that you could have like pressed charges or gone after someone legally for it is long gone. So there's pretty much nothing they can do about this aside from fix it themselves and also complain about it. So if anybody wants to be like, oh, you should sue, don't worry, they thought about it. But anyway, for the most part, this edition like was, it was considerably nice. It had a whole lot of really cool, a lot of opportunity, a lot of room to be able to put things, a lot of flexibility to be able to do a bunch of stuff that they really badly wanted to do, including my dad, who he had this garage edition put on, which allowed him to do a bunch of stuff and work outside, which he's a big fan of that. All around, really positive stuff. 15 years later, though, that they are informing me. I mean, first of all, my dad's kind of in a place now where he's kind of moving into retirement, which is great because that allows him to be able to have more flexibility and freedom to do whatever he wants, and that's great. I'm so happy for him. However, it also means that he has more time to be able to do stuff at his place. Meaning that it can be a little bit more like, well, what's the word I've been looking for? Judgmental, I guess. He has the ability to be a little bit more judgmental about the things that are currently within his denizen or whatever. Anyway, damage. What house? All right, house. Stop saying big words. Anyway. But, so he is actually a pretty good handyman. He knows so many things when it comes to, just like house maintenance and things like that. Also, Marla says, I'm going to take a break from the stream. I'll be back. Thank you for coming in, Marla. And, yes, take your time. Almost positive Twitch is messing with me on purpose, and I'm this close to opening a browser, the browser tools. Just kill Twitch with an iron pipe. Actually, don't. Please don't. And Karen posts the loading thing on YouTube. I'm gonna check real quick just to see if it's. No, it still seems consistent on my end, and I don't have any drop frames. Oh, freaking weird. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people. Are you guys in the call? Like, are you watching the stream or having any problems?
I don't
see it
have any
fine.
problems.
No more problems than what I usually have.
That's a negative.
I see the little bit boy running around in Stardew Valley.
Same.
I wonder if it might be a mobile thing. Mobile has always been.
It could be a
frustrating.
mobile thing. The Twitch app isn't great.
Oh, the Twitch app is terrible.
Mobile is more stable for me than the browser sometimes.
Well, I wonder whether or not like the YouTube browser would be a little better, but at the same time, apparently like Karen is on YouTube right now, and they're saying that like they got the spinny wheel of death. I don't know. Maybe it's just like live streaming on a mobile device. Well, it throws a whole lot of new wrenches into it because like you have to have a consistent and strong connection to the internet on whatever mobile device you're using, and depending on what era your mobile device was made. You don't know.
Good luck.
1977.
What the? If you can watch a live stream on a 1977 like device, that is wizardry.
It's had a lot of custom upgrades.
Oh yes.
And it's not a 1977 device anymore.
Yeah, right. I can sell a bunch of this wild horseradish. I realize. I can also sell a bunch.
I had a Nokia 3310 growing up. That thing could do two things. It could make phone calls, and it could play Snake. That is it.
Yeah,
To
boy.
be fair, Snake is the height of entertainment, though.
Yeah. Also, one of the things that's specifically not on the list of things it can do is break.
Yeah, right.
It is impossible to break a Nokia 3310.
I'm not gonna say
Those
it's
things are
impossible, but it
indestructible.
requires like the strength of at least 20 elephants to do it.
No, even the weight of 20 elephants, this thing is made out of Tonka truck steel. You can't break it.
Actually, what's funny is that it's not really made out of anything super strong. It's just made out of some like fairly nice plastics with like a design that is actually really sturdy. Like what it's made out of, it's not like it's made out of adamantium or anything. It's just
got
they
well-defined
did design
corners.
stuff that was good. And
Yeah,
nowadays,
things that weren't just a giant piece of glass.
right? Well, nowadays everything is almost like directly designed to break on you.
Yep.
Ooh, achievement.
Planned
Official.
obsolescence.
Mm,
Don't we
Or
love
they
it?
just make it break on purpose after a while, like with printers.
right.
Those things are specifically programmed to break to make you have to buy new ink cartridges. It sucks.
It's stupid. Lady says it will not even load the stream now. Stream is stuck in eternal loading circle. Freaking weird. Oh god, I don't know. Anyway, before I get too
It's almost like
off topic.
it's almost like the Twitch app is like twitching or something.
Finally, hey, now why it's called Twitch?
Yeah. Gosh
Yeah,
darn
why
it,
is it
free
called
service
Twitch?
that, I'm mooching off of. Anywho.
If the service is free, you are the product. Anyway,
Yeah. Dude, that's actually something I've been thinking about doing for an internet safety video. Being like, nothing on the internet is free. And if it is free, they're selling you.
Yep.
But the problem is, I'm trying to write it in a way that doesn't sound fear-mongery. And it's so
I don't know
hard
if there's
to
a
do.
way to make it not fear-mongery,
Yeah, that's the
honestly.
problem. I was just like, I tried to do things at least factually within the videos, and not just like paranoia. Just like they're sipping on your
Actually
information and
speaking,
taking
they're
your
selling
brain.
your information for money.
Right.
So-
yeah. Like, I've looked into it. Like, data brokers are absolutely a thing. It is factually true that data brokers collect all this information and then sell it off. And like,
It's an industry. It's not going away.
if you trend underneath or if you trade or post underneath a very specific name, they lump all that stuff together. And the more concise and correct packages they can give their customers, the more that they can make off of you. Like, and they have tools to be able to figure this stuff out. They know how to do the thing. And I'm sitting there being like, how do I not sound like a crazy, like, tinfoil-hatted lunatic being like, they want in your ears!
But it's also true that they listen to you.
Anyway, before I get too far into that topic, though, let me get back on like the house thing. So, right, again, my dad is a pretty nice handyman who is capable of doing a lot of stuff. And because of that, he started looking over a bunch of the improvements to the house, which he had very few... Frickin' diamond! What? Okay,
Dad
awesome.
found a diamond.
I fished up a diamond. Oh. Thank you,
I like
game.
money.
Game. I like cash.
Yeah,
Anyway.
like one time I fished up a prismatic shard and I was like, what?
Oh, yeah?
What?
Holy shit.
What?
That's rare. Wowie zowie.
My lucky day.
Alright. Anyway, so, you know, when you're often doing work and when you're working like a standard 9-to-5 thing, you don't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff within your own home and your domicile. So, I don't know. He mostly just allowed
Domicile,
things
that's
to...
a word I don't hear very much.
A domicile. I like big words. Anyway, he just allowed things to be what they were. But yeah, again, because of the retirement thing, he has had a lot more time to be a little bit more critical about the stuff around the house. And what he determined after doing some research and looking into stuff around the house is that there are a bunch of things that were built by these builders that I'm not 110% certain if it wasn't up to code, but they definitely made some massive, like, oopsies? Is that the question? I don't know. Definitely, like, sloppy, lazy decisions that ended up causing major problems. Too many to count, and I have a few that I can remember, but I think we're up to, like, 5 or 6 individual things that my dad has, like, sent me messages being like, guess what I found? It's like, oh my god. Let me try and think of a few. One of them was, this is a really critical one. They had, like, a new central air ventilation system built for that side of the house. Which, you know, that's really nice. Like, a consistent temperature throughout the entirety of the house, like, on top of the expanded portion. Like, that's great. Yeah, because before it was only using, like, you know, gas-powered heating and stuff.
They built the ducts out of cardboard.
No, they didn't build the ducts out of cardboard. No, they were all metal. It's just that they didn't seal them properly. There were a bunch of little joints and things that they didn't properly wrap, and so there was a lot of, like, draft that was coming through a bunch of the edges of the ductwork. And my dad did some testing to see, like, where the air was coming from, and he discovered that you remember when I was talking about that fun garage addition that he put onto the house?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, it was like, you know, that garage portion was not really sealed very well, and so a lot of the air was coming from the cold garage. Now, that's a problem for a couple reasons. Number one, that's an issue from a heat situation, because that means you're just leaking the heated air out into the open, meaning that your heating bill is going to be a little bit more expensive. And, you know, consider that the wrapping on the ductwork, that's not exactly something you have to replace, like, every 5 years or so. Like, that should be just solid. So that means that a good 15 years, this was not sealed properly, meaning that that's probably a lot of extra, like, heating expenses that my family had to pay because it wasn't done properly. And, you know, it had to run so much hotter just to try and keep the house heated properly. So that's the one problem. The other problem is that the air was coming from the garage. Now, tell me what tell me what tends to happen a lot in garages.
Running engines.
Running engines. Yep. And guess what running engines make?
Carbon dioxide.
Bingo palingo. Meaning that in some capacity, the house was pretty much microdosing on carbon dioxide in some capacity. At least, like,
great.
within the periods of times when, like, my dad would be working on an engine, or a car was coming in or out of that garage. And so, like, you know, my family was complaining a whole lot about the fact that it's just like, oh man, you know, our noses are so stuffy and we're having like, you know, so many breathing problems and we don't know why. Like, you know, we seal stuff up, but then like we go to sleep and then we wake up and we just feel uncomfortable. It's like, well, now it makes a lot more sense. So there's that issue. Thankfully, you know, we didn't just constantly run engines and make carbon dioxide inside the garage, so... Oh, Florian, hello! So that's the saving grace there, is that, you know, it's not like it was constantly happening, and I'm sure that my family was okay, but at the same time, it's just kind of a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
Let's see, so there's that. I should take a bunch of this stuff over to Gunter tomorrow, if he's even open. Oh, and whose birthday is it tomorrow? Dang it, I didn't check that. I'm keeping the diamond, though. I want to take the chicken. And
That heating thing reminds me that our fridge door wasn't closing properly for 8 years.
Oh, yeah?
Oof.
Yeah, so our fridge and also freezer is like built into a cabinet, and the fridge door was attached to the cabinet door, so when you open the cabinet door, the fridge door also would open, just so that the fridge is like hidden. But the problem was the door apparently was just slightly open all the time.
Ah, man.
Because the cabinet door was a little bit too far away. So our fridge had to always freeze more, use more energy.
Oh, man. Yeah, like, it's either it needs to constantly use more energy, or just, like... I'm imagining what the safety would have been like with, like, the temperatures of what was inside that fridge. Like, as long as everything stayed underneath at least 40 degrees, I think that's, like, food safe. But if it gets too much higher than that, that could pose a health risk. Oh. Yeah, that could have been bad.
Well, we discovered it because I accidentally broke the connection on the freezer door to the cabinet door, and I told my mom, so she unscrewed it, and she was like, okay, let's unscrew the fridge door too. And then we suddenly noticed, oh hey, the fridge is way more cooler now.
Oh, God, that sucks. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you found out about that. Anyway, so that one issue with the air thing, that's one. Couple other things. So, like, a lot of them tie into the electrical, which that is, like, one of the things you don't want to have wrong with your house. But my dad found out that a couple of little tiny glitches that were going on with the household. Now, number one, you remember, again, that whole air seeping thing. Well, another side effect of that is that anywhere that there was any sort of, like, a hole inside of the walls, air was being pulled into the walls in, like, certain spots. And so, because of that, there were some outlets that were just, like, sucking in a bunch of dust and stuff that weren't supposed to be. And so he unscrewed a bunch of the electrical sockets and, like, you know, places to plug stuff in, and, like, light switches. And he ended up finding, like, tons of dust sitting in there. And it's, like, caked on dust after years and years and years of nobody going and checking. And so, you know, my dad ended up having to clean up inside all of those outlets just to try and fix that. Let's see what else. Okay, also, another issue with the electrical that my dad found out, and this really frustrates me. For the garage, now keep in mind, my dad, like, didn't check this for the longest time, because honestly, who would? Like, it's kind of one of those, when somebody builds an extension onto your house, you expect that they're knowledgeable enough that they know what the heck they're doing. Well, he determined that a bunch of the outlets that were installed, I'm trying to think, I think there's two specific major standards when it comes to outlets. and if I remember right, it's 15 amp and 20 amp, according to what my dad said. Maybe I'm wording it wrong, but I think that's it. Or watt. I think it's amp because watt means something different. Well, for something like a garage, you kind of want to use like 20 amp circuits because garages have a whole bunch of things that are important to run at extremely high power rates. You know, stuff like
Yes,
table
you were
saws
correct. That
and
would be
drills.
amperage.
Okay, amperage. So, you know, table saws, drills, you know, just stuff that sucks up a heck of a lot of power. A lot of, like, motors that spin really, really fast. Turns out a whole bunch of the outlets that were installed in the garage, 15 amp.
Yep.
Frickin' fit. So, like, and my dad had complained a couple of times about, like, how janky some of his tools were running. Well, gee, I wonder why.
That would do it.
Yeah, now we know. Also, so here's another thing, and this is like really obnoxious. My dad thought back to there was one time when he was, there was one time that I guess the household was complaining about the fact that there was this one circuit in the surge protector. No, not surge protector. Of the breaker box. There was this one circuit in the breaker box that just kept on popping. And we were just like, why do we keep blowing fuses? Why do we keep blowing that breaker? We don't understand. And so he went and, like, you know, asked the people who built it before, like, they finally signed off and said, okay, we're done with this. He asked them just be like, hey, like, can you do something about this? Like, you know, we need to make sure that this works properly. Look into this. And they did. And supposedly they fixed it. Well, it turns out, my dad looked into it much later. He was trying to, like, determine, like, he's trying to, like, you know, figure out the wiring of the house so that he can make some changes. Like I said, 15 amps to 20 amps. That's one thing he's trying to fix. But one thing he determined was that there was this one line, I think, located within one bedroom that was in the expansion. He could not, for the life of him, figure out which circuit it was on. And, like, he kept on, like, shutting off and shutting on breakers in an attempt to try and figure it out. And he could not get this thing to shut off. It was like, what the hell? Why? Why is this not working properly?
It was wired into the main, wasn't it?
It was wired into the other side of the house.
Jeez.
Yeah, so their solution for, the breaker is blowing. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll wire it from the other side of the house. Because we ran out of places to wire it over here. That's not going to be a problem, right? It's like, the fuck, man? And they didn't say anything about it either. Or it's just like, no. And I'm sure that there's a bunch more that he's told me, but like that my brain on record, I can't really remember them. But yeah, like every single time like I get a text or a phone call from him, at this point, I'm just waiting for him to come back and just be like, "We found bees! They planted bees!"
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was just like, what the hell, man? And like I said, the worst part about this is, it's not like we can go after them legally. Yeah, keep in mind, a bunch of these things that I've complained about here, they do pose a risk of fire. You know, like not a ton of them, but there is a chance that some of the things that my dad's complaining about could have caused fires. You know, one of them being like putting, for some reason, they put loads on wires they shouldn't have, and then didn't put loads on wires that probably should have had. And it's very confusing. Like, I don't understand. Apparently, they were supposed to be accredited. He checked them, and he got, like, you know, he got it off of a recommendation that he got from a friend. But eventually, like, I don't know. Like, but anyway, but by the grace of whatever deity might be watching my family, luckily, a lot of like the light fixtures, haha, that's terrifying. Anyway, by the grace of whatever deity is currently watching my family, a bunch of the light fixtures that were incorrectly wired we had swapped over to using energy-saving bulbs that pull a lot less watts, meaning that any of those wires and circuits that were put together on the house were, thankfully, they weren't pulling the ridiculous amount of watts that they could have been. Like, each one of the light bulbs could have been pulling 40 watts, and then suddenly something very hot could have just gone poof in the walls. That didn't happen, and thankfully with the current setup that they have, it probably won't. However, this does still mean that my folks have to go and, like, fix all of this. Especially,
Yeah.
I mean, they've been considering the idea of, like, well, what if we want to move? What if we want to, go and do something else? Which, that's legit. And in the event that they want to move, this is not something that they want to just leave sitting or hanging. Because that, like, if they do, they're going to get in some serious shit with whoever tries to, buy the house. If anything, I'm sure that the inspector will find that and go like, yeah, no, sorry, you need to fix this before we can sell the house. So, I guess, like, on a positive note, the good news is, and I've brought up this positive with them a couple of times, especially when my dad gets really bent out of shape about it. I'll say, like, be thankful you know about this stuff. Be thankful that you are knowledgeable enough that you were able to see this. Because, like, imagine 5 years down the line when, like, this continued to be neglected and then the fire happened. That is not something that you want to leave up to chance. So it is a good thing that you
Better you found it. Yeah, better you figured it out and got it now. Yeah.
Better now as opposed to later when you don't have any possessions left. So... And every time I say that, he's just like, yep, you know what? You're absolutely right. But yeah. I mean, aside from that, I know that that addition was very nice. It had a bunch of extra rooms. And again, my dad got the flexibility of a garage. Which he didn't have previously. Yeah. It was just like, oh, hey, welcome to cold weather, Midwestern cold weather, where you leave your car outside and then it sputters for a good 30 minutes before it works. There's a good subject that I could ask for. How many of you guys have lived in cold climate? And if you have, what is, like, everybody's got, like, a cold weather story in some capacity. So, like, do you guys have any?
Not really. I've pretty much lived in the Southeast my whole life.
I've worked outside in negative 40.
In Utah. And, sorry, you go first.
I worked outside in negative 40, negative 70 wind chill. I had all of the clothing on.
I certainly hope so. Shadow says 2 words. Icy bricks. Ah! That's terrifying. Man. I think I saw a video the other day of somebody in the Arctic that was like, they were standing in minus 50-degree weather with, like, no wind chill. And it was like, he was showing off the fact that, like, even in 50-degree weather, like, that's... Oh, no, minus 50, I should say. That's... It chills you to the bone. But then, once you reach, like, minus 100 degrees, that's when, like, the air condenses and gets cold so quickly that it actually, like, actively makes noise as it leaves your mouth. Like, without you trying, it just, like, vaporizes so fast that it just, like...
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
What's that?
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
I think it's Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
I'm a stupid American. I think if it was minus 100 in Celsius, that's death weather. I think I'm gonna skip this cutscene. I'm Canadian. Do I have a say? Wait, do I have to say anything else? Probably not. But hey, if you've got a story, go for it.
There was one time that we had a whole lot of snow drop all at once. So I get in my truck in the morning, and I turn it on. I pop it in reverse, and I get out to the road. And it's like halfway up my tires, and I'm like, they didn't plow the road yet. Whatever. Good thing I got a truck, 4-wheel drive and all that. So then I turn the corner, and I would try to get on one of the main roads, and I just slow down and I stop. Because I'm staring at a snowbank that has formed because the plows have plowed the main road.
Oh.
There is a legitimate snowbank between me and the main road.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
So
man,
I pop my truck into 4 low, floor it, and bust through.
What are you gonna do, I guess? Parsnip. God, I'm imagining the snowplows having a hell of a time that day.
My truck became a battering ram.
I mean, like, when you have that much snow, I think it just becomes like Chinese fire drill, and like anything goes anywhere, and it doesn't really matter. Anyway, Pierce, you said you had some sort of a story?
I spent one winter in Utah during Christmas. Never again.
Oh, okay. What temperature was it?
I don't remember the exact number. All I remember is it was what I will charitably describe as too freaking cold.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Utah as a state is that it's basically surrounded by mountains, so it becomes essentially a giant bowl for all of the weather that's in it.
Okay.
And there's this effect that happens with the weather where the clouds sink really, really low and basically push all of the cold air even closer to the ground than it normally is. And it means that not only is it freezing, but you also can barely see 5 feet in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
So it is not worth it. I don't care how good the skiing supposedly is. Don't do it.
Yeah, I
would
like
never.
me some cold, but there's a limit.
Yeah. On the bright side, they do have the world's first KFC.
You know, I think I remember hearing that fun fact being like, Kentucky Fried Chicken wasn't made in Kentucky.
Yeah, the first Kentucky Fried Chicken is in Utah.
Frickin' false advertising.
Everything I know is a lie.
Right?
And even that first KFC isn't the original first KFC because they destroyed it and rebuilt it.
Well,
So it's a double lie.
Brah!
nothing is real.
Yep.
Everything is an
That's
illusion.
unreal.
Buy gold.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
what
we still
gravity
need to buy
calls.
that gold for that guy.
Oh yeah. I didn't. I didn't agree to it. Nuts to that. I don't have enough gold for
Yeah.
myself. I'm not going to accept any offers from people. Oh yeah, lady says 04 was a terrifying winter for all of us. No one could go anywhere, and the grass outside was literally encased in ice. Like each blade was encased in ice, and you could see every single one. They were like spikes in the lawn. No snow, only ice. Jesus, that is scary.
At one point, that happened to all the trees where I lived, and that was amazing. Just looking up to the streetlights and seeing basically icy spider webs.
Dang.
I know we had a particularly cold season, but like it ended up being so cold. I didn't know about this, but I recently learned this from my mom. Fun fact: when it reaches a certain cold temperature, it just doesn't snow, like full stop. Like it becomes so cold.
Why?
It becomes so cold that the I guess just for some reason snow is not something that accumulates. And instead, I'm trying to remember the exact science behind it, but I'm fairly... You're going to have to look this up, because I am not a very good example of somebody who knows what they're talking about. I'm pretty... I don't know. Look into it. I don't know. The more
What
I think,
happens?
I'm thinking,
Basically, hail.
I wouldn't say hail. I don't know. It's just like... It's
Hail
one of those...
sucks.
It gets so cold that, like, the weather doesn't
Hail
even...
absolutely sucks.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, wouldn't it be great if it was raining baseballs?
Mm-hmm. remember having nearly 2 weeks of snow days when I was in middle school. That's a heck of a thing. I think that would have been fun, personally. Hey, there's a Shoop in here. Hello.
Meh.
How are you doing?
After a very long weekend, I'm glad to be done.
Ah, it's
Yay.
good. Good to hear, but also, like, I feel
Constant puns, but
Well, we were talking about, you know, snow-related stories, and, like, you know.
yes,
coldest winters.
I've been listening to all of you while eating food.
All right. Do you
So-
have anything?
One moment.
Alrighty.
Do you have food?
No, I just needed a cough. I think I just got a little bit of bronchitis. That's all. Oh, again.
Everybody is getting sick around me.
It's just I haven't exactly seen the doctor. I know I should. Life breath.
Yeah, I'd say check that.
You should.
That can become
But-
I
very
say
nasty.
this as someone who has to see a lot of doctors very often. You should see the doctor.
Yeah, but the thing is, it helps to have monies.
You don't have insurance?
I do, but there's paying for the visits.
They only cover about 90%, and they don't cover co-pays.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of pay for most of it.
I hate American healthcare.
I hate it too.
You're telling me being married to someone who's type 1 diabetic who needs shit to live.
Oh no, my ex was type 1 diabetic, so I know all about that.
Dang.
But but my story, I actually have one. When I was still at the same slave shop as Andrew, I had a Chevy Aveo, and I don't remember what it was originally that made me go, what the hell? But after a little bit of Q&A, asking some stuff, found out, oh, your alternator's shot. And for the Chevy Aveo, I got to find out that the only way to get to the alternator is from underneath.
Yep.
It was during winter. So I remember, I think it was actually when it was like 20 below. I didn't have a garage to have access to. I had other vehicles nearby and a little heater. So I had to do a little makeshift kind of lean-to or whatnot, just to prevent any extra wind blowing underneath. But it took me so damn long to get this one particular bolt out. And my problem is there wasn't really that much space underneath the car to actually get enough leverage to pop it out. So it was like, I kept on working on it like each day after work. And it was like after getting just enough leverage, it finally gave way. And I was really, really happy. I continued working on it, and it was about, I think, finally 2 a.m. when I finally was actually done installing it, along with some other stuff that I seen and had that I saw that I had to actually take care of. And it felt very, very satisfying. And I slept like I slept really nice after that. But it was cold.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sure. After a day like that, it's like dead to the world. All energy completely sapped. That just kind of man, like, car DIY is still something that you're capable of doing, but it is slowly but surely becoming so much harder to do. Like, you know, parts are becoming a lot more proprietary, and it's becoming, I don't know, a little bit more complicated to, you know, like you said, it's really stupid how certain cars are built so that the only way that you can service certain things is to get underneath them. It's almost like they are specifically designing them so that you can only go to somebody with a scissor lift. Or,
There's that.
God help you, you have to, like, slide underneath using one of those dolly things.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, they just don't want to do that.
That's exactly what they're banking on.
It's stupid. Like, not everybody has a high-rising car. There are a lot of people who have cars that just sort of like coast close to the road, man. So I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to think of a substantial cold story that I remember having, because I know I've had some cold stories. I just remember, like, okay, so there is one particular cold story that I know. Growing up in my hometown, I remembered that there was this really bad, like particularly bad winter weather that was happening around these parts. And everybody and their dog was saying, like, on the news, they were just like, no, stay indoors, don't go out. However, despite that, we had a school system that unfortunately didn't have a heck of a lot of money, and any money that they do make is coming from the government. And the one thing that they definitely do not want to do is shut down the school for a snow day, because the second they do that, they're going to have a lot of problems with, like, making up that funding. Or, like, I forget what it is, if there's, like, a streak system where you, like, continuously stay active as a school system. I don't know. For some reason, they just did not want to cancel school ever. And so, in this one circumstance of every single news outlet and every single person saying, for the love of God, don't go out, like, do not go to school today, do not go to your work, just stay indoors, our school system went, all right, see you at 7 o'clock. And we're like, what the fuck? Why? No. And there were a bunch of parents that straight up said, like, okay, you know what? No, little Johnny is not going to school today. Like, screw you, he's staying home. Like, he will make up the homework. I don't care. Like, you know, you're not going to suspend him or hold him, like, accountable for this. If you try and, like, push truancy on me, I am going to kick you in the balls. And you know what? Good on those parents that decided to do something about that, because they sent out the school buses and they all went out to all of the locations, and there were a case of, I think, 3 different school buses that, like, slipped and fell into ditches. And all of the parents, every parent and every single other person, like, within my neighborhood went, you see? This is why you don't do that!
Good on them.
Could have actually saved money by not actually being stupid, but...
Right? So now we need to go and get, like, rescue services. Now we have to, like, you know, we have to, like, you know, get tow trucks to get the buses out. And who knows whether or not the buses are damaged. Gonna have to fix that, too.
Thankfully, that's not the school's problem. That's the bus company's problem.
School district, I have a question for you. Have you considered not making stupid decisions?
I don't know. It depends on the education level. Hello.
Hey-o! And in terms of our education system, that's on the floor. So I think that's one of my most memorable things. Like, didn't have snow days, but when they did, it was like blue moon scenario. Oh, rice shoot. God, any other related stories? I don't know.
One time we had blitz ice here, which is essentially blitz ice. It's essentially just it's so cold and warm during the night that in the morning it's a small sheet of ice everywhere.
Oh,
so very slippery. And I didn't know that, so when I went out of my bike, I slipped and landed on my ass.
Ouch. See,
yeah, it was ouch for the. It was ouch for the week.
Ew. God, your tail.
Also, yeah. Also, I still went to work that day.
Oh,
I just walked like half the path.
Yeah, I just have to call your work being like, okay, do you have any, like, sit-down tasks you can have me do?
I work at the desk, don't worry.
Oh, thank God. All right.
I'm
I
a
think,
programmer. I write code.
Well, there we go.
Oh,
I
happy
think,
to
what is that called? Is it like, isn't that like black ice or something, where we live? Or is that
Yes.
something different?
No, black ice is ice that forms on the road that's really hard to see. I think we call it sheet ice.
Yeah, I think we call it something like
Well, it is a big piece of sheet.
that. Massive sheet. Yep. Here we are talking about like all this winter weather stuff, and meanwhile we're starting to like carve directly into spring. Like, we're basically there at this point.
Oh, yeah, I hope it warms up soon. I hate the cold.
Yeah.
I
mean,
am...
happy February, everybody.
Hooray! I don't know.
Hooray.
I've seen some
Outside,
winter
seasonal,
weather.
you know.
I've seen some winter weather in like, oh shoot, winter weather in like April. So we'll just frickin' see what the Arctic Circle wants to do. Good on those parents for going screw you to the schools. Unfortunately, my parents, like, they were very busy and couldn't really afford to deal with having all of the kids hanging around in the house. You know, like, everybody kind of had their own thing they needed to do. So we unfortunately were the case of the household that just needed to send the kids to school. Luckily, we were on one of the buses that were fine. What other, like, weather stories could I think about? I am Midwest, so that means that, like, you know, tornadoes are a thing that can happen. I have not had any, like, major tornado-related stories happen. Anybody... Well, okay, I have had my, like, close calls when it comes to tornadoes. But I have never been, like, directly hit or impacted by them. And I think I've told stories about them before. But does anybody in the chat have any tornado stories or something similar?
I had to clean up after a triple tornado that ran through my uncle's yard.
Oh.
It was interesting because we had a big fire, so we could burn all of the damage waste.
Right.
And then we went to bed, and we're going to do the same thing the next morning. And when I got up, I went over, got a whole bunch of plant waste over there, or onto the fire pit. And I was about to start to get new stuff for starting the fire, like accelerant and matches and all that. But then I noticed that it actually started smoldering on its own.
Oh.
So all I did was take a shovel and I started digging up where the fire pit was. Sure enough, there was hot coals.
Oh, shoot.
So I just used that to start it back up.
I mean, hey, that's easy. Works out. Just been like, oh, that's where all the barbecue stuff came from. Or that's where all the barbecue stuff went, sorry. My sister experienced a small earthquake in Tokyo. She was fine, but a fire happened in Haneda Airport. Oh, God. That's
I
not
heard
good.
about that.
It's terrifying. Lady says we nearly had a tornado and had to go to my grandma back when she lived. Broken glasses, great. Lived in a house with a basement. My dad went home to check on our dog Misty. Cool.
Tornadoes are honestly terrifying.
Oh, agreed. Like whenever anybody makes jokes about tornadoes and twisters, just being like, oh whatever, tornadoes aren't as bad as hurricanes. Whatever, you got it light out in the Midwest, and I'm just like, have you dealt with a tornado? Look, just because something is like easier to deal with than a hurricane doesn't mean that it's small. It doesn't mean that it doesn't impact people. That's like saying, oh, whatever, you had a hangnail. Well, at least you didn't lose your leg. It's like, yeah, well, hangnails still suck. Fuck you. Oops.
Hey, I'd much rather deal with our blizzards and cold weather than somewhere else's hurricanes or tornadoes or earthquakes.
Well, the thing with a hurricane is that it can bring tornadoes.
Well,
Exactly, which is why I'd rather deal with a blizzard.
tornadoes also can eat buildings. That's true as well. It's like an earth. Actually, no, it's like a hurricane, except like smaller and more condensed, and could
And
potentially
way
tear,
more dangerous.
and quite dangerous. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, in the U.S. alone, every single state has recorded at least 2 tornadoes since 1950. So nowhere is safe. Sleep well.
Meh.
Yeah, right. Just because it doesn't happen often doesn't mean statistically it can't.
I'm gonna leave the voice call to go back to sleep.
Oh, yeah, by all means, you should probably like. It is very late where you're at.
I woke up at 2:30. Okay.
I mean, if you've got stuff you need to do, you wake up and been like, oh hey, I totally get that. So.
I woke up for the stream.
Oh, for Jesus. Thank you. But yeah, do not stay up too late on my account. Sleep is good.
Bye.
Sleep is very
Yeah.
good.
Have a good
Sleep's
night.
overrated.
Sleep well.
See ya.
Oh, I should probably.
Actually, I have a question. Has anyone seen the movie Twister?
I haven't,
I've
but I know
seen
about it.
Is
I've
it the
seen
one where
People review it.
like
It's the one with Bill
oh,
Paxton in it.
Yeah.
That movie, I watched that movie growing up as a kid in Texas, and that movie is honestly hilarious.
Oh, really?
I bet it is.
Yeah, it was following the big like disaster movie trend that started earlier. So basically, the movie likes to pretend that tornadoes like can hunt specific people.
Oh God!
And it's
Run
just
away! The tornado is coming to eat you.
basically they give the tornado growling noises. It's hilariously like
Oh, God, I think I remember hearing about that.
there is no scientific accuracy whatsoever in that film, but it is honestly a hilarious, very entertaining watch, and the soundtrack is surprisingly amazing. Somehow they got Van Halen to do the background score, and I don't get how that happened, but that
I
needs to
didn't know
happen
that.
more often.
That's incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fortune teller. What? Oh, good. Unlucky. Queen of sauce. Omelet. Thank you. Run through here. My dad took pictures of that branch, and God, it was tall. Yeah, you were talking about the branches. Ooh. Wait, I need my sight. Let me think. So, that's the 28th. Luckily, it looks like all of my crops have finished on the final day. Good stuff.
huzzah?
Hooray! Anyway, I do have one tornado story that I remember. I've told this on the stream before. I know I have. But it's a good one, and I like it. There was one time when there was like this really nasty tornado / storm that happened when I was younger. It happened on a day when me and my brothers were about to go off and watch Pokemon, the first movie, in theaters. Which I have a handful of regrets on that day. One is the fact that we decided to go on such a stupid day. Two, I don't have the limited edition Mew card that you could get from.
Oh no!
I didn't keep it, and I feel so stupid for that. Like I should have.
Oh.
I don't know where it went. But that would have been a fun thing to have because it was like holographic and it looked freaking cool. Kitty, can you get out of the door? Frickin'. All right. Anyway, no, there's my regrets. But anyway, no, the reason why it was such a stupid day to go out and do it is because it was on the same day that it was like really crappy weather out, and the writing was kind of on the wall. We knew that there was really bad weather out there, and we were really, really worried about the potential of running into something. Like, basically, have you ever looked up at the sky, when there was weather happening, and you see the color of the sky, and in your head you're like, oh, that's not normal. and like, you know, it's a shade of purple that you don't usually see in the sky, and you're sitting there like, that's not okay. Well, that's where we were at, and I was thinking about asking my parents to like not go, just because I was kind of getting nervous about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather not we go out into something like this. And keep in mind, this was around the time that it was around like 10 or 12, I think, if I'm remembering right. So at this stage, I should not have the ability to even understand consequences of my actions. And even at this point, like, the self-preservation kicks in and I go, maybe this is a bad idea. And then there is my brother, who was basically telling me, dude, shut up. No, don't say anything. Don't, like, you know, we don't have the opportunity to go out and see movies all that often. No, like, shut up. We'll be fine. We'll be fine, okay? Don't you want to see this movie? Don't you want to go and watch Pokemon? Looking back, I'm like, you know, the Pokemon, the first movie, probably wasn't worth risking my life for. It's like, this seems like a stupid idea.
But if you went there in theaters, you got free Pokemon cards.
I know. That's exactly it. Just like, don't you want that limited edition holographic card that you're going to lose later on anyway? Like, so, yeah, we went. And we sat down at the theater and enjoyed ourselves a good Pokemon, the first movie, and, you know, enjoyed seeing Ash Ketchum become a statue. You know.
Surprisingly, that is not the last time that has happened to Ash.
When did it happen again?
Lucario and the Mystery of Mew.
Frickin'!
I think I remember that.
Yeah,
kid,
Ash also gets superpowers in that one.
That sounds rad. I feel like I'm gonna have to see that. I don't know.
It's not as rad as you think.
Oh, well, alright then.
The best Pokemon movie is still the third one.
It is. Yes,
Oh,
I agree.
isn't that the one with Entei?
That's yep.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
well, it's a fake
Oh, dude.
Entei. It's
Okay,
a,
so the three movies that I really liked were like Pokemon. Pokemon the first movie is kind of the limp horse of the franchise, but you know, it was their first movie. So.
It's better with the Japanese version where they don't cut Mewtwo's, like, a very important aspect of Mewtwo's backstory, which is that when he was a little baby clone, he hung out with a bunch of other little baby clones.
What?
And you don't know
Oh yeah,
this?
and then he also met the scientist's deceased daughter, and basically Sonic Adventure 2 happens. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
completely cut.
I didn't know about that.
It's because it adds like an extra half an hour to the movie, so it's like the dub was like, this is gonna make the movie way too long, so they cut it.
Okay, all right.
But it's kind of really important. And when I found out
I
years
wonder
later that it was
if
kind
that
of
extra 30 minutes was tacked onto the movie, would my situation have turned out different?
I don't know.
Let's get back onto
that. That sequence is pretty important for the plot of the movie.
Darn it.
It is very important, and yeah, I am still I did not know until many years later that's what happened, and even though that, I'm still mad about it.
Well, I guess I need to go and look into that and see that, and, like, you know, see a sub version of that scene.
I think they actually did dub it and release it later as like a special edition.
Okay, now I have something to hunt for. What the?
I think many
movie lore
years
is
later
weird.
they released like some special edition where it's like they add where they don't edit it back in the movie. They make it like a separate feature on the DVD.
So you have to start like Star Wars despecialize your way into finding the actually good dub version of this movie.
I hope
Yeah.
so. You know what? It's the internet.
There's probably someone
somebody-
who's edited it back, who's like taken the dub, the special feature dub of it,
Also,
and like actually edited it back.
Shadow over in the YouTube chat says, "I have been summoned, Pokemon Amine." Amine. Hello. Oh man. So, even back then, I remember everybody joking about the fact that it's like, how like stuck up and sure of yourself do you need to be to call the first movie in your franchise Pokemon the first movie?
Well, to be fair, there was already a second one out in Japan at the time.
And to be fair, it wasn't actually called Pokemon the first movie until afterwards. It was originally just Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Yes.
That's right. God, I forgot about that.
As a Star Wars reference.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
They only called it Pokemon the first movie after they had released like a ton of other movies, just to make it simpler.
All right, so Shadow has got some stuff to say about Pokemon movies. Remember when I was in the server, I was insistent on playing the fan translation of my favorite Ace Attorney game? It's because they did cut out the important lines for character development in the US. Like, they were still there, but the emotion was just yoinked out. Some of them were altered in a strange way, but nothing nearly as bad as Fire Emblem localization, dear God.
Oh God, yeah, like what they
do
did to
still-
Fire Emblem Fates.
I do still plan to play Great Ace Attorney at some point here. God, I've just been away from the Ace Attorney series for a long time.
That just
Yeah,
gave me
same.
an idea.
I saw they finally released the Apollo Justice collection. I'm like, I gotta get that, but
Yeah.
I just spent. I literally. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, but is it embarrassing? I don't know. Last week I spent about $300 on trading cards.
Oh,
That sounds about average.
live your best life. I guess is all I'll say.
I'm just glad that
I had a
that
panic
Ace
attack
Attorney
over
5
it
and
because
6
I
aren't
don't have a
stuck on the
job right
3DS
now,
anymore.
so I have very little money coming in.
Ah.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Sorry, I'm glad that Ace Attorney 5 and 6 aren't trapped on the 3DS anymore.
Oh yeah, thank God.
Right. I'm especially happy that, I mean, you know, now that the 3DS eShop is now unfortunately kaput, people will be able to experience a whole bunch of those digital exclusive games that you would not have been able to find previously.
Yep.
You know, and all of the
Now, Port
DLC as well.
Icarus
The DLC is
Uprising.
good.
I now want to see a new death battle.
Which one?
Emperor Palpatine versus Mewtwo. I want that to be a thing now.
I'm trying to see the parallels. Still have
No,
not finished it
the joke
because,
is-
but I'm not
The
going to play
Empire
the
Strikes
official
Back,
port just
and
to
we
finish
do-
the game. I am serious. And by all means, play whichever version is the most comfortable for you. So anyway, back to talking about, like, you know, the Pokemon movie that I ended up going and seeing. So yeah, we finished up. We had our exclusive Pokemon cards that I lost. Packed up into our van, and we started making our way back out to our house, which was a little bit of a commute. Making my way downtown, walking relatively fast. Oh. Anyway, but yeah, the entire time that we were coming back from the theaters, there was just like a torrential downpour of water. It was just falling out of the freaking sky. And like, it was super ridiculously cloudy, lightning freaking everywhere. And like, I am sick to my stomach at the back of the car. Like, kind of having a little bit of a nervous time. Like, I'm kind of losing it at this point. Because I'm just like, I knew it. I knew we shouldn't have did this. I knew we shouldn't have gone. I'm freaking out. And like, you ever have one of those experiences in your life when, honestly, like, it's only going to take you about 30 minutes to get to where you need to go, but it feels longer. Like, you feel it's taking just an eternity for you to finally make it. That's how it felt to me when I was waiting to finally get back to the house. And so, finally get there. And now, again, do you remember when I was saying earlier about the fact that, like, my childhood house didn't really have a functioning or well-working garage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now imagine we finally get back, home, and now we have to, like, get into the house. Like, you know, we can't just, like, turn on an automatic garage door and, like, you know, like, just cruise our way in there. We all got to get out of the car and, like, book it back in without getting absolutely torrentially soaked. Which, you know, we ended up running our way back in, but we ended up getting ridiculously soaked anyways. And we were only outside of the car for, I think, about, like, 7 seconds. That's how much it was raining at the time. We finally got in, and then just as we were, like, you know, kind of like getting our bearings and being like, oh, thank God, we're back home. My mom looks out into the distance, and she can see the tornado. And she starts flipping out, just being like, oh, okay, everybody back in the house. Come on, go. My mom has got a very ridiculously good poker face. Like, she knows how to, like, fake it so that she doesn't freak out any of the kids. And even in this moment, she was just like, nope, everybody move. Everybody go. Full seriousness is on. No jokes, no funny. Go!
Okay, the mask has shattered. Let's go.
And just everybody, like, dove into the basement, and we, like, waited out the storm. And, I believe we did have enough time before we got back home to be able to do a quick run through, like, the Burger King drive-thru and grab some food, though.
Hey.
So, I'm sitting in the basement, freaking out, eating myself, like, a very unhealthy burger. I'm just waiting to see whether or not the house gets caved in. Luckily, it did not. But, good God. Like, that's one of those, the tornado's about to touch down? Oh, dear God. So, that's about the closest I've ever gotten to, having myself a serious tornado story in my life. And thankfully, it did not. So, count my blessings there. I would do anything for the chance to go to Capcom store in real life. I'd do anything to go to any, like, nice store. Like, a nice video game store in Japan at all.
Oh, same.
There are some pretty cool ones.
I've considered,
I am very, very excited for that. I'm excited for that Nintendo Tokyo or Kyoto Museum thing that they're opening. That looks awesome.
Ooh. Dude, yeah. If there's anything that I'm going to do when I go off to Japan, I'm going to go to some, like, official Nintendo Pokemon-related shops, and I am going to enjoy myself and splurge. Like, honestly, like, I hate to make a trip to Japan exclusively about Akihabara, but, like...
That's where they got all the good shit.
There's so much good shit at Akihabara, man. Like, that is tourist central for the stuff that I want to see. So, like,
we're the nerds.
I'll go to other places.
Super Potato.
Oh yeah,
Super Potato.
Super Potato. Yeah. we're no jokes. Super Potato. You know,
it's a good store.
Right?
There's a lot of cool stuff there.
No.
So yeah, Super Potato is a Japanese store that has a lot of really freaking cool stuff.
It's a retro game store that's located in Akihabara, and they still sell Famicom games, and they have a Virtual Boy you can try out.
Hey.
Yeah.
And everything in between. They also have, like, Super Famicom, GameCube, just, like, all that awesome, cool retro stuff. Sorry?
But do they have Fallout Full?
Probably.
Maybe. Why? Why would we?
Why would
Definitely
you want
check out
Fallout
the temples.
4?
I went to Goto Fuji Temple. Basically a temple full of lucky ceramic cats. Oh, nice.
I've heard of that.
I don't know. I just came up with some random modern game and decided to spew it out.
Fallout 4. Let's see. So, yeah, plenty of stuff in Naga. See, here's the cool thing about the used market in Japan. Like, there are so many people that are so nice and just want to, like, sell their stuff so that other people can just own it. And, like, the used market within Japan is extremely kind in that they won't, like, upsell you a ridiculous amount for something. Like, if something is used, at the end of the day, you're probably going to end up getting a pretty decent deal out of it. Whereas
Here,
in
let
the
me just
States,
put it this way.
If you have a
Let me put
rare
it this
piece
way.
of technology. Okay, put it this way, Pierce.
I went to Super Potato in, like, 2014-ish. When I was there, they had Earthbound gacha toys.
Oh.
See, that's
Yeah.
Like, they had a gacha machine set up, and it had Earthbound toys in it.
That's another thing that I'm going to spend way too much money on is gacha machines. I shouldn't, but I probably will. Just be like,
Yes.
hey, look, capsules! Whee!
Yep. That's how it be.
I'm going to dive into
Also,
like my
A Stop is really
A-Stop?
A Stop is really, really good too.
Yo. No, I mean, I think for me, it's just the fact that I hate I mean, we were complaining about that earlier, how video games in the American market are ridiculously overpriced for what they are. Like, you could end up getting a video game that was really crappy back in the day, and like, you know, it's clearly used. It's scuffed to all hell. The art on the front of the cartridge isn't even all that good. And then they'll be like, all right, $40. It's like, for $40 I could buy 2 like indie games nowadays. What the hell?
For $47, you can buy the entire Yakuza series.
You're right. Yeah, I'm not going to be spending that much money on something like that unless it's Wario World.
Last time I went there, they had a Japanese copy of Wario World.
Mm-hmm.
Remember seeing that. They had it. They also had Sega Saturn games.
Very nice.
I wish I got a Saturn when I was there.
Oh, darn. See, my issue is
I bought Mother 3 instead.
You know what?
Not a
That's
bad
super
choice.
valid.
No, that's perfectly valid.
That's the perfectly perfectly
If
valid.
my number one issue that I would have going out to Japan, I would have to come up with a way of being able to log everything that I buy back. And I don't know if I'm gonna would I use a Japanese courier to do it, or would I somehow fit it all in my luggage? Dear frickin' God.
You'd fit it in your luggage.
Yeah,
You would find out.
That's what you do.
that is the one and only
you-
choice, really.
Yep, you bring a really, really big suitcase, pack as little in it as possible during your trip, and then you fill it with all of your merch.
Yep, that's how I handled all of the cons that I've ever gone to. Like, I
That's
dressed,
what you do. Just that on a bigger scale.
I pack really light and only bring in like, okay, I can probably reuse this pair of pants a couple of times. I'll have like a pair of like 3 of those. I'll have like 5 or 6 t-shirts. I will have like, you know, all the underwear I need and all the socks. Done. Any other amenities I can just deal with when I get there. I'm not gonna like be wasteful and throw stuff out. Don't get me wrong, but like, let me fire this down.
Does anybody here like looking for like anime and video game figurines?
Yeah.
I've
There we go.
Yes.
looked
I
at them.
Okay.
I don't really have shelf space, and there's something else I dump my money on for figures. D&D.
Okay, well, if
you
you
were
are in the
shot.
market for, if you are in the market for really, really cool anime figurines, there's a store in Akihabara called A-Stop, and what it basically is people who live in the area who have figurines they want to sell. They rent space at the store, and they put all of their figurines in display boxes there, and you can usually get some really, 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 really good deals on some really, really nice figurines.
Yep.
So it's just an entire floor of building that's just full of figurines and nothing else.
It's like
It's
Mercari,
really, really
but for
cool.
figurines. Oh, that is so cool. I am saving that. I've heard of A-Stop, yeah. What's cool is that a lot of people go like really ham on... Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna copy that from one chat to another. Here we go. Oh God.
Oh, is it the thing that I posted
It's the thing
for
here.
Gundam? Oh,
There we
I
go.
posted it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I posted it over on the YouTube chat too. What's really
Nice.
funny, I've actually heard of A-Stop, and I have seen the kind of setups that people do. People get kind of extravagant with the actual like display part of the displays. They're just like, how can I make it look as cool as possible? You know, it's like the framing and stuff people do on this.
Build a diorama with all the figures.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
They do that.
basically.
It's cool. What are we-
Yeah, and you can usually get some really, really cool ones. I was able to find a figurine there that was like a really, really nice, expensive figure, but I was able to get it for about 500 yen. So
Good stuff.
Look, George Washington is fighting Lance Armstrong.
Washington's fighting Pikachu.
I was just gonna say, Lance Armstrong is fighting Senator Armstrong. Fight!
George
Man,
Washington
Speaking of which,
summons
there has
Benjamin
to be a
Franklin.
figurine.
Ben Franklin uses kite.
Are there figurines for Senator Armstrong? If not, there should be.
There really should be.
Someone look into this. And if one does not exist, someone specialize in it. Or somebody make a 3D model of it. And like, you know, one that you can print. This is a market that has not been capitalized, and I get a strange suspicion if Konami hasn't capitalized on it yet, They probably never will.
I don't see
They don't know
one.
what they're missing.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I see
So
plenty of Raiden, but not any of Armstrong.
I was gonna say Raiden probably has like all sorts of manners of figures, like obviously. Senator
Yeah, 'cause
Armstrong,
he's
man.
Raiden.
You gotta have him. Oh,
Do
man.
it. You gotta have somebody for Raiden to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
They have
we
the
need the meme
Kiryu.
man.
They have the Cosmic Kiryu rubber duck.
Yeah,
And
I
that's-
know about that.
You gotta
I
have
know.
someone
he's
for
holding a
Raiden to
bike.
fight, and I'm not going to use my Abe Lincoln figure.
There's also a Majima duck.
Speaking of that, I've actually been getting into Metal Gear. Ooh, nice. Now,
Ooh,
have
nice.
you been like, I know that there are some re-releases that have been done for the Metal Gear Solid series. Have you,
Yeah.
I've
I
seen
am
some extremely
aware of
cursed
that.
figurines. Oh, by all means. Beep.
Beep.
That was.
Wait,
oh,
which
I don't know
Metal
how to
Gear
get my
games have you
laptop to
played?
stop fucking doing that, but it's whenever my laptop gets unplugged, it makes that beepy noise, and I don't know how to
Oh.
make it not do that.
Mhm.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I was just like, is someone flatlining in here?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
replaced the battery in my laptop because it was having some problems, but now it makes
Mm.
this terrible noise.
Did it turn into the
that's,
forbidden pillow?
Yeah.
No,
Did
it's
it
the
become
Hot
the spicy
Pocket.
pillow? The hot pocket?
The what?
Can I send links in chat? I think you can. Give it a shot. I don't have any sort of blocks on the YouTube chat for that. I do have them on Twitch, though. You have to be cleared in order for you to be able to post links over there. Mostly because there's actual genuine scams that people have been doing. You know, ones that,
What?
like...
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah?
Everyone's
Oh.
honest on the internet.
Yeah, scams on the internet. Who knew?
You think
Anyway.
someone
What
would
is
really
this?
do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
What is that from?
It's from
Arthur.
Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone,
okay. God,
anyone
PBS
can
Kids
post
show.
anything
What
they
the heck?
want about any subject, so you know you're getting the best information.
Mm-hmm. Right. It was directly handed to me, and I'm not going to ask any questions. Okay. How do I want to go about this? In theory, I should probably have like a wide variety of different fruits and vegetables. But on the other hand, I do want to have my cornfield sweatshop.
Spend it all on beans.
Is beans even an option?
If beans are not option, substitute corn.
Okay.
Did Jaffe have beans?
I want to be the filthy, like, high fructose corn syrup farm, because that's where the business is. All right, how many can I collect, like... Okay, that's enough for one sprinkler. That's enough for 2. 3. 4.
Be right back.
I think 32 is a nice rounded number. And now we make a choice about the rest of it. What do I want to do here? Maybe I should get some like, you know, plants that routinely, like, here.
Become Iowa plant corn.
Yeah.
And
Oh, jeez.
then make whiskey.
Oh, no. Oh, God. How much are these? Oh, actually, that might be enough. Oh, wait, no. No. Shoot.
Shoot
darn it.
who?
I kind of wanted to pick up... So, what I wanted to do was I wanted to get some, like, plants that, like, they sprout out their plant, and then they just stay there all season. Oh, apparently Shadow's link got deleted. Okay, well, that makes sense, unfortunately. That makes sense on YouTube's side, so... Spreading misinformation? I bought a lot of Pokemon cards at a card shop. They went to Aesop. Very nice. Look up Figuremate Sweet Snake line. Sweet Snake. Unrecognizable looking one is actually Ocelot. Okay, hold on a second. Let me look this up. Figuremate. Oh. Ah. Interesting. It's got a specific sort of aesthetic that I'm not massively interested in. But okay. Why does Revolver Ocelot look like Anime Woman? The frig. Okay, I guess that's a thing. I sort of like the Otacon one, but that's because it kind of looks like him. Okay.
Wait,
Oh, yeah, I can see
which
that.
Metal Gear games have you played?
Wait, what now?
Which Metal Gear games have you played? You said you were getting into them.
Yeah, Shadow, which ones have... Oh, you haven't gotten into them? You haven't played them? Well, that's
Asking you.
step one. None yet. I have gotten into the lore. Oh, okay. Well, that's... You know, that is drinking the Kool-Aid, so... You're halfway
Play
there.
Snake Eater.
I'm still in a dream. I know that there are some
Snake Eater is
re-releases
still
on
the
that.
best traditional Metal Gear game. The best overall Metal Gear game is probably Rising.
Mhm. Okay, so...
then-
1, 2, 3, 4,
So,
5. Dang.
I kind of. So I've had it to where I've played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've had it to where I think I had actually finished the first Metal Gear, not the second one, Metal Gear 2. Did actually do Metal Gear Rising.
Mhm.
And then the other Metal Gear games. There we go. Fast travel safe. Let me see here. Then there was a Metal Gear Acid that was for the PSP, PlayStation Portable. It was actually a
Yeah, but
card-based.
Acid doesn't really count. That's like a
Yeah.
turn-based strategy
Yeah.
card game.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I like those.
It was something interesting. I can't remember if I actually bought it or if I got it as a gift. And it took me a while to actually get into it. And it was fun actually finding out all the items that they had for references of other games. Like, crap. What was the one game, Game Boy game that dealt with the sun and you actually had to use actual sunlight?
Tie.
Boktai.
What the heck?
Boktai. Yes.
Yeah, there was a video game released for the GBA called Boktai. Kojima was a producer on it. It had a solar panel built into the cartridge, and if you lit the solar panel up, like by holding it up to light source, then your character would get more powerful.
That sounds
Yep,
oddly
and there were
familiar.
Yep, and there were special puzzles and whatnot. I may or may not have used a emulator to play that on my phone.
Oh.
Uh,
we don't do the emulation here. No siree.
Hacking a 3DS is surprisingly easy. Cough, cough. Okay.
I don't have a 3DS.
I should
Blah
just
blah
have
blah
my
blah blah.
Right. I found a thing today that was like a link to a 3DS preservation library. So it's like all of these 3DS games that you can play on a hacked 3DS. I'm like, I should do this, and then I probably won't because I'm scared to hack my 3DS. I don't want to break it.
Yeah.
Could you send that link to me? I'm curious.
Yes,
Hold on. Send me that link so I don't ever go to it.
I need. You know what?
Okay.
Same on my end too. I need to make sure I block the website from my router and make sure that I never run into it ever again. So do the same for me.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink.
Okay.
No. Dude, funny enough.
Also, definitely don't Google Pretendo, which is a fan-made Nintendo server, so you can continue to play Kid Icarus Uprising and Mario Kart 7 online after they shut it down next month. Definitely don't look that up.
Do not do the thing, guys. Don't. Yeah, absolutely not.
Don't
okay,
look
I'm
up
gonna-
Pretendo for 3DS and Wii U.
Okay, I put it in the little chat channel thingy for this stream chat thingy.
Righty. I enjoy the first three because what gets me into games is character dynamics. Oh, nice. See, when I see the only Metal Gear game that I own is Metal Gear Solid 5, mostly because it seems like it is like right up my alley when it comes
sorry.
to stealth and open world type of adventure. At the time when I started playing it, I didn't really get super into it, but I was also really busy with a lot of other stuff at the time. So very likely, if I were to try and play it again nowadays, I think I'd enjoy it. That being said, I'm still like, I think one of the other things that kind of turned me off from playing it was because, you know, Konami is Konami, and whenever I played it, that is all I could think about. So,
Yeah,
Konami
that
is
whole thing
Konami,
kind of
Konami is the
overshadows a
worst.
lot about the Metal Gear series now, which is very disappointing.
oh, right.
Yep.
What was that one zombie Metal Gear game?
Metal Gear
We don't talk about
Survive.
it. We don't talk
Oh,
about it.
fucking Christ. Yeah, sure. Like, what is the one thing that you can do to completely flip a middle finger up to your original colleagues? Oh, I know. Make a zombie game out of their, you know, most precious property. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what's funny is that I saw the recent trailer for Death Stranding 2, and like the longer I looked at it, first of all, I heard all the things that Kojima said about you know, Death Stranding 2 basically being part movie, part video game, and I'm sitting there like, MGS4 is already a thing. But that's the anyway, let me sell that real quick.
I actually remembered another one of the Metal Gear Solid games. I think it was Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which basically takes place before 5, if I remember.
Oh yeah, I think wasn't that like a trailer?
They-
After
kind of
Snake
thing?
Eater, before 5.
Yep, it basically took place after 3 and takes place before 5. So it was like in between. And I remember dealing with it, getting used to its control system. But then when I found out that they actually were bringing it to the PS4, was it the PS3? I think it was the PS3. Yeah. They actually had it where you could transfer your save between the two. So actually, for me, it made it even more worthwhile. Normally, I wouldn't actually buy the game again, but I was able to get it for cheap.
But
Good
did
enough.
the PS3 version have the Monster Hunter DLC?
I believe so. Because it
that's
had
good, 'cause-
it had everything with it.
Okay, because that Monster Hunter DLC was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And a little terrifying.
Yes.
Uh,
Hey, it's getting kind of late over here. I'm gonna need to drop off now.
yeah, I noticed it was getting a
No
little bit
worries.
late, and by all means, like, you know, jump on off. It's cool.
Yep. See you later, everybody.
Yep.
Goodbye,
later.
fellows, random
Yeesh.
internet person.
Hello. Hello. Watch the movie that Metal Gear was based on, and unironically really like it because Snake and Snake are the same person, and it was so funny. So, bye, Pierce. Bye, right. So I was talking about Death Stranding 2. I saw the preview on the most recent, like, you know, PlayStation State of Play. And the more that I look at it, and the more that I look how Death Stranding rolls out, you can just feel Kojima's influence in that game in like so many different ways. Like, I'm trying to remember the specific moments that I saw it, I watched it. I think it was like that one super soldier looking guy with the Joker face. I saw that and I'm just like, that is the most Kojima thing I have seen in years. It's just like, you know, super soldier armored ridiculous concept that you can see his like intestines with, and then like, oh, he's partially pretty boy, but also you know how he got those scars? Like what? I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this, but okay. Okay, I know
It's
what to
making
feel
me
about this.
feel things.
I don't. The one thing I feel with that is just like, I don't know. There is something charming about the way that he puts scenes and things together, almost like in a strange mystery way. Like, it's hard. I don't want to say fever dream because that's not it, but it has the same vibe of a fever dream, where you're like, his worlds have a very specific kind of logic and reality to them that kind of mirrors ours, but is just slightly skewed. And I do appreciate that about his work. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No,
No, I feel that. That's why I love David Lynch.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen much David Lynch stuff, but I know exactly what you mean.
Watch Twin Peaks. It's really good. Love it.
I have been told to watch Twin Peaks. Several times. Whoa!
It's good.
What is the luck today? I need copper. Oh, I forget. What is required to make sprinklers in this game? I'm starting. God! Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did all my planting today, so of course I'd be exhausted. Darn it. Shoot. Okay, well. Can I eat? Oh, wait. No, I can't eat the bug meat. Guess I'll just keep going down until I can't no mo. I can't no mo. Got it. Running. Surrealist. Oh, you know, surrealist is a pretty good way to put it. Yeah, so surreal would definitely be the word I would put on his stuff, where he's just like, what the hell am I looking at? One day, I aspire to make something that batshit crazy, but also that intriguing. There we go. I forget. Did anything happen to this cave? No, not yet.
I would not know.
We're not in that part of the story just yet. Anyway, more on the Metal Gear side of things, though. Oh, yeah, again. Metal Gear is definitely one of those franchises that I would love to get into if I didn't know that one piece of the baggage was going to be Konami.
Look, even though, yes, Ghost of War, Konami now has really gone off the deep end for what they've actually been doing with Kojima's baby. They were still one of the main foundations that at least helped bring what we actually know now. It's kind of like Michael Jackson and songs that he's actually made. There's acknowledgement of, yeah, there's some really shady stuff, but the music that was actually brought forth.
I would say that, like, I don't like the games in and of themselves are fine, and Konami did fund Kojima for the sake of making them. It's just, for me personally, any new property that they make, or like any re-releases of the content that happen in the future, I would not be interested in investing money in. Like, if I were to do anything, I would go and buy used copies of the games so that at least, like, the money would not funnel up to Konami. You know, because the game itself, nothing wrong with it. It's just like, what's funny is that actually, I think Konami has been attempting to try and move back into the gaming space in some weird ways. Like, I know that they were really showing off the new Silent Hill remake, right? Silent Hill 2 remake?
Oh, yeah. A buddy of mine had actually mentioned about it.
I don't have any stake in that whatsoever, so I cannot really give my opinion on it. Is there anybody here that is a massive Silent Hill fan that could give a little bit of an opinion on that?
No, all I know is that Silent Hill Ascension is the worst / funniest thing that Konami has done in a long time.
I'm not even sure what that is.
Like, how is that the recent thing that they're trying to do, or
that's the thing? It's like, it's basically, it's an app for a show that you, like, you're supposed to vote on the outcome, but you know, you vote by paying real, like, mobile game. Well, it's like they tried to turn a Netflix show into a mobile game with microtransactions.
What?
And it's a fucking disaster.
Yeah, the last Silent Hill game that oh god, it's been a while. I think it was actually this actually show on how old it is. Once again, like the PSP, the
PSP, the nut you can play with outside.
yeah. I think it was like Cold Memories or Shattered Memories.
Oh, Shattered Memories. Yeah.
Shattered Memories. I think I've heard of that.
And then it had an aesthetic of Cold.
Yeah, and playing it, there's. I mean, yes, there's the linear base or semi-linear base for the Silent Hill, but it just felt really forced. You do this, and then make whatever choices, and then you do this, make whatever choices, then you do this. I'm sorry, I actually do have the original Silent Hill game, and I need to actually try to replay it, some more of it through means. But I'm sorry, the original Silent Hills, you had freedom for exploration, finding stuff. You get to learn of the world of Silent Hill or the town of Silent Hill, what it possibly actually means to whoever you are playing as in that at that time. But for the Shattered Memories, it just kind of felt like choo-choo, you're just doing one thing and another.
Linear games aren't a bad thing, but it is kind of screwy when a game franchise has this one very specific feel to it, and then they make a swap later to like a completely different sort of setup. I was complaining the other day about Splinter Cell, because I just recently finished playing Splinter Cell Blacklist, and I have come to the conclusion that Blacklist is not inherently a bad game, and in fact, it did some great stuff. But Splinter Cell Blacklist also really isn't what Splinter Cell originally was, and it's trying so hard to meld itself with game mechanics and like aesthetics for narrative, like I don't know, just like narrative storytelling, that it doesn't really like complement it, as well as they're doing so much stuff to kind of retroactively change the way characters are or how they work. I think the problem is when like a video game decides, or like a video game company decides, we want to take this in a completely different direction, when it honestly doesn't need to be, or like doing so would really ruin the way that the gameplay actually feels or how things flow. Well, shit.
What, you got bad juju?
How much health do I got? Okay, I'm fine. I think I'm okay. I'll probably be okay. Stop it! Die! Ah! Ah! Oh, hey, the door. Hey, the door! Now, I have good juju. I just have really crap, materials and stuff. I'm down here to collect copper, because I don't have that right now. I need to make me some sprinklers, but I'm trying to remember, like, sprinklers cost, like, is it like a copper ingot and then like is it like an iron ingot? Oh god, do I want to put up with that? Probably not. Tario. Oh, hello. Let's see. I finished up a lot of stuff related to Cyberpunk. Though, I will say, even like going through a replay of Cyberpunk, I keep on finding all these tiny little extra things that like surprise me. I'll just be like, wait a sec, I didn't find this on my first playthrough. And it's stuff that's like, it's not even labeled. Can I just say, I love when a game does that. When like, you know, you have a set piece of objectives that you need to do in a video game, and very easily mapped out, and you, as the player, can make the decision on where you want to go and what you want to do. But then every once in a while, they just find a lore piece that, like, completely messes with you. Where, like, you'll just be walking along, and then suddenly you'll stumble onto, like, somebody who... This happened in, when I was playing... Oh, I'm getting out of this room. Anyway, this happened while I was, playing Cyberpunk. I was just walking along, and then I came across, like, this tiny little pond area. And it had this guy who was, like, slumped over, clearly dead, after overdosing on something or what have you. And then you look in the water, and you can clearly see that it's, like, somebody's skeleton or corpse. And you're like, wait, what? What the heck happened here? And then you find, like, a set of notes that were left. Like, a little data shard that has some notes. And then it has, like, conversations that were left between, like, these two people. And, ooh, I'm nearly out of energy here. And yeah, no, it turned out there was some horrible thing that happened to these individuals. And yeah, you just find out that, like, oh shoot, well, these persons had their own little story. Just like in this little pocket. And you probably would have never found it had you didn't just happen to walk down this one particular path. There's one thing that I ran into the other day that was, like, really freaking cool. And I found it just by sort of identifying with the game's, like, main mechanics. So I'm driving along on the road within, like, the dirt paths. Like, sort of like the dusty trails of Cyberpunk. And as I'm driving, I suddenly see my map flash on the indicator that I was in a hostile environment. Which is weird, because nothing was out there. I was like, hold the phone. Why suddenly hostile environment? What? And, like, but it only existed for, like, a brief blip. Like, as soon as I got past it, suddenly it's just like, okay, normal map now. And you're like, no, hold on a second. No, go back first. What was that? And I drive back, and I find out that the hostile environment was tied to this one house. That was just, like, sitting out in the middle of nowhere. And so I went, okay, I'll bite. Sure. Let's see what this is about. And so I get onto the property. And as I'm about to walk onto the property, I suddenly hear, like, the sound of a landmine that's about to go off. I back away really quickly, and I look down, I'm like, oh, this place is trapped. Holy shit. And so I quickly, like, I disabled all the landmines. I investigated the area around here, being like, is this, like, a future place with, like, is this going to be an area that has, like, a mission that I just didn't think? But then I thought back, I'm like, no, I did all the missions in the original game, like, and I'm replaying. So, like, clearly there isn't some sort of a side mission happening here. This is just here. But yeah, then I decided to, like, open up the door and go inside to see if I could find anything. Found some more landmines, except these ones were on tripwires. I shut those down. I walked in, and I find a guy who is, like, sitting there, clearly starved out, dead. And I'm looking through a bunch of just the random stuff in his room, and I find a computer that has some more details about him, and it turns out this guy is suffering from a couple of different things, including, one, he's got, like, this heart murmur, and he's taking medication for it. But he's also, I think he's, like, suffering from some sort of psychosis, because he basically just decides to lock himself into his, into his location, and he decided he wasn't going to leave. Oh, hey, Marla. Welcome back. Also, there were messages that were sent, like, way before the internet crash of, like, 2020-something. I forget when it happened in the lore, but it's basically, like, a major internet crash that caused everything to basically, like, reset, and everyone had to start from scratch. So, like, these are listing events that happened, like, pre that period of time. And then you could find more messages that were more recent. And basically this was somebody that hermited himself and like shacked himself up in this location. And then he started talking about how the fact that he got a girlfriend. And I'm just like, oh, that's kind of neat. That's interesting. And then he said that like he feels that his girlfriend isn't like reciprocating or that like she doesn't love him back. And I was like, okay, that's a shame. And then he sends another message. By the way, these are very basic messages that have like very little. But then another message gets sent that says, my girlfriend isn't lonely anymore. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So after
I know that. I know the area you're talking about.
After I'm done reading all of this information, I keep looking further, and I find this one like basement-y area. I open it up, and I go downstairs, and lo and behold, what do I find? 2 corpses who look like they just recently passed away. A man and a woman. Both of them are leaving notes suggesting that they have been kidnapped by this crazy son of a bitch, who, apparently, like, again, they've basically gone completely, like, he's gone batshit crazy and just started, like, capturing people. But on top of that, again, he has this, like, medication that he needs to take in order for his heart murmur to not, like, kill him. Which point, he stopped getting his supply of that medication, like, quite a considerable time ago. And he has, like, messages on his computer saying that he needs to go into town to get this, otherwise he's going to die. And I guess his craziness has locked him into this position where he can't and he won't. He dies of that heart murmur, I guess, because he starts complaining about chest pains. And so now, you know, all these, like, people who are locked up in his basement that would have been getting properly fed are now not getting fed anymore. And so now, like, they have been left to die and rot inside of his basement. And, like, you know, fending off of the last of the supplies that are sitting there. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this thinking, I could have missed this entire goddamn story had I not stopped for a brief second being like, wait, why am I in a hostile environment on the middle of the road in the middle of nowhere? I'm like,
wow.
God, I love this game.
Which game is this? I stepped out for a
Cyberpunk.
second.
Cyberpunk
Oh, wow.
2077. Like,
that sounds
I
so
love...
much like something you'd find in Fallout, actually. Like, the whole time you're describing that, it reminds me so much of, like, a lot of the areas in, like, Fallout 3.
Oh, Fallout's storytelling was great. Like, the vaults themselves were so, like, such amazing little, like, what is it, like, Skinner projects or whatever the heck?
Skinner boxes?
Skinner box projects, where just you put people in a room and you see what happens. And, like, they're interesting thought experiments. But yeah, Cyberpunk is one of those games where they do have little bits of story that you could potentially miss if you aren't paying attention or, like, just sort of, like, scooting along the road. And I appreciate that. It kind of feels like, even though I have replayed the game a couple of times now, I still keep finding new things. And it is so fun. Like, if people have a computer that can run it, I recommend it. It's got a lot of, like, mature themes, though, so keep that in mind.
But, yeah. I don't know if my computer can, but someday I would like to play it, because it does sound very Fallout-y in that kind of way. I think I would really enjoy that.
To get the most out of it, you should probably have a computer that at least has a 3070 or higher. Because even, like,
say
on...
a 3070, like, graphics card?
Yeah. Because even on my 3070, like, I have the graphics to about, like, high setting, so not super high.
Yeah.
And then I have, like, crowd, because you can control how, like, thick the crowds are.
Yeah, I have a laptop, and it's from 2019. So
your 2019 computer would explode or melt.
Yep.
Ooh.
You'll get a very hot pocket.
Very hot pocket.
Jeez.
You mentioned the data crash.
Yeah.
I think that happened in 2023?
okay, the
And
data
it was
crash-
caused by Rafe Bartmoss. I know that much.
Okay.
I forget the name of the virus he used, but he used a virus to basically unshackle the internet from all of the corporations. Unfortunately, the virus he used had a side effect on all the AI that the corporations used. And those AI also got unshackled and started eating the internet. Including all of the people who were on the internet at the time, because, you know, you can just throw your brain in there at any time.
Yeah, your consciousness has been uploaded to the Matrix, so...
I forget exactly how long that war lasted, but that's when NetWatch got made. And they started quarantining the untouched parts of the internet.
Well, come on now. You gotta at least give the AI a little bit of a break. With all those cookies out there just being left untouched.
Yeah, they're so tasty. Don't you love cookies?
Problem is, when they quarantined it, there were a bunch of net runners left outside the quarantine zones.
Now,
They either died of starvation or got ate by AI.
Now, refresh my memory. Is this where the invention of the Black Wall happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody really
the
knows
Black
how
Wall.
NetWatch made the Black Wall, but there's rumors that NetWatch actually worked with the rogue AI in order to do so.
And for those people who don't know, yeah, the Black Wall is basically this gigantic internet firewall that is keeping all the terrifying, like, evil, like, world-consuming AIs at bay. And in the event the Black Wall were to ever shatter, we would end up having to deal with the consequences of that. And that's, like, one of the major elements of several story plots within Cyberpunk. Is, like, you do not cross the Black Wall, you do not fuck with it. Or terrible consequences. Oh, good. Slime. Again, Cyberpunk is like a fun game and it's got such interesting lore behind it. It's a shame that I can't recommend it to anybody unless you are like a mature enough age, because like,
Yeah, it's got a lot of mature themes.
right, and that's good.
Good
Like-
game, though.
like- oh yeah, absolutely.
Game for adults.
It's just kind of one of those like, it's a good example of like a mature game that actually uses its mature themes for a really good cause and for a good reason.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the mature themes actually build up story and the lore behind everything, instead of just, you know, being there because lol boobs. I would even recommend Skyrim before something like that. Oh, you mean like you'd recommend Skyrim before you would recommend that, like... Clarify. I'm curious about that. There we go. Oh, God. Monsters. Die! Crabs! You would say, like, a much more accessible open world experience. Yeah. I mean, you know, as long as you're not, I don't want to shit on Starfield too much. But, you know.
That game was bad.
Starfield. It's like Fallout, except you're going to, like, tiny individual rooms.
With nothing in them.
It makes me, like, I've looked into that a little bit, and what makes me the saddest is that, like, the modders don't even want to fix it.
Yeah, they don't.
They're just like, how do you fix an experience that by itself is inherently broken?
It just
And
isn't
they're
fun.
right.
And you know what's sad is that there was already a game that was basically Starfield that was, you know, better and good, and actually, like, the idea of, like, something like Fallout or Skyrim in space. And it's not as open worldy, because it's more like a bunch of it's more like a bunch of areas rather than one big open world, a bunch of open areas. It was just the Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah, right. I have not played the Outer Worlds. I own it though.
It is great. There is.
Like-
It's not Fallout New Vegas, but it's pretty good, and I think the sequel will be even better because there are some things about the game that I really, really like, but there's also some things like that I wish were different or better, and it
The
just
vibe
felt
I
like
always
maybe
got
they
from,
didn't have the time to. Like,
the vibe I always got from the Outer Worlds was like, it really felt like it was trying to go for a mix between BioShock and Borderlands almost.
Almost, yeah, and then obviously quite a bit of Fallout influence too, because it's people who worked on Fallout New Vegas who worked on Fallout 2, so quite a bit of influence there too. But yeah, I feel like there was a lot of things like they wanted to do in the Outer Worlds that they just couldn't do, didn't have time, didn't have budget, whatever. It's clearly like the basis for it is there, it's just not fully realized. They are making a sequel, so I hope the sequel will feel more like
oh yeah, that's one thing I
more
did
fully
hear, that
realized,
like
I think.
a lot of the themes that were involved with Outer Worlds were not very explored, and like you thought that they were going to be explored because a lot of the trailers were hinting at the idea that they were, and then they just kind of didn't.
Yeah, I was also hoping for like more ways that the story could go, because there's really only 2 endings to that game. 2 possible endings.
That's a shame.
Whereas Fallout New Vegas has like 5 or 6 at
I
least.
just recently
So-
found out that like I recently found out that there's apparently like a bad ending to Cyberpunk, and I didn't know about that.
Ooh.
Yes.
I wasn't aware. I thought that there were 3 very specific ones that were very clearly outlined, but there is a 3rd really bad one. I'm not going to say what it is, but, it exists. Oh, mushroom. Yeah. Oh, speaking of sequels and stuff, though, I did recently hear that CD Projekt Red has made an announcement that... well, one of the things that they are working on right now is the next Witcher game, which, hey, I'm excited about that. Because I played Witcher 3, and, like, Witcher 3 was basically the peak of anything they've ever made. Witcher 3
Yeah,
was, like,
that's what everyone says.
they basically found out what the formula was that Witcher excelled at, and then just dove headfirst into it. And I'm not massively into the medieval type of game or medieval type of aesthetics, but just the fact that I like that game should tell you something.
Oh yeah.
And it's another one of those games that you could be walking along, and then suddenly you'll end up finding like a weird lore patch just sitting out in the middle of nowhere with no labeling to it, and you'll be sitting there like, how? What the hell is this? How? What? Huh? Why? Ooh. Oh, other thing. I also heard that they are currently in the planning stages for creating the sequel to Cyberpunk, which, ooh boy,
Yup.
good luck. Good luck on that. Because I'm not gonna say Cyberpunk was development hell, but Cyberpunk was definitely in a very, very bad spot once or twice.
Yeah, the bad spot of basically not being finished until a year after it was released.
Yeah. Well, like, a lot of people forget, Cyberpunk was, they worked on that for a long friggin' time. I don't remember when they first, can somebody look that up? When was their first initial announcement of their intentions for making Cyberpunk? Because it's been through the development cycle a long time. Like, I think, one of the first iterations of Cyberpunk was going to be, I think it was going to be like a third-person game at one point. And then, like, they just kept on reiterating and rechanging how the game was going to run. Like, I remember when people first heard that they were moving from being third-person to first-person, and they were going to be leaning heavily into guns. And I remember how pissed that made people. They were just like, wait, oh, what do you... No, I don't want this in my CD Projekt. No, ew. Get that out of here. We want our third-person funny We want our Witcher game, except we want it in a cyberpunk dystopia. This sounds like it's just going to be like every carbon copy, like, AAA developer game. Stop it. And to be fair, there are definitely parts of that. That is partially true. But I think it's like, you know, it's a well-made one. In a situation where a lot of AAA developers are making kind of like, you know, crappy, you know, by the numbers video game experiences that, you know, you consume and then you throw it out and then you grab another game that like you consume that you will then throw out. I think they did like a pretty good job with Cyberpunk. Like it definitely isn't just a game that you pick up and throw out later. Like I'd say I think it is up there as possibly a classic. Yay! I made it down 5 more levels. Let's get the heck out of here. I think I'm pretty much going to wrap this up after this day. Actually, you know what? Shadow, you mentioned that Cyberpunk is, like, more complicated than Skyrim. I disagree, actually. I don't know. Maybe it was just the fact that I gave it the time of day. But I actually feel like Skyrim, like, there's something about Bethesda games, for me personally, they just seem to be, like, overly complicated in terms of, like, their interfaces. Yeah, like, Cyberpunk's actually, like, pretty streamlined, honestly. The number one thing I definitely say you need to keep in mind with Cyberpunk is the fact that there are mature themes. Like, that is the number one thing. You know, when you've got a game where you can basically, like, accidentally run into a sex shop, you know, like, that's not something...
You don't.
I know there are people that stream it. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't do it. Because that seems like a very bad idea. You're just asking for a ban hammer, in my opinion.
I mean, if Twitch allows the game to be streamed, they presumably allow it because it's part of the game.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It is. And, like, they do an extremely good job of, like, whenever there is any sequences or scenes like that, they are very respectful and they don't show anything, like, you know, super inappropriate. They do a good job with that. But, like, at the same time, like, it's kind of like, do you want to roll the dice? You know, do you want to run those numbers? I kind of don't. Because you never know how, like, maybe you will accidentally interact with something that they look at and they go, no, that's a little bit too over the top. Nope, ban. Weak ban. Skyrim's not meant to be relaxing, but it is for me. I know a lot of people that, like, they like Bethesda games and, you know, they do find them relaxing. I think if I were to get into Skyrim, I unfortunately would have to mod it to hell and back with all sorts of goofy stuff.
I know. I remember one mod pack that I loved for the spells.
Oh, what spells?
If I remember right, I think it was literally called Apocalypse Spells.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh god, what are those?
There were some, besides some really massive, like, destructive spells, there were also some really unique spells that was actually really nice. That allowed you to use your other, like, skill trees. Like, one of them allowed you to actually move faster while actually casting it.
Mm-hmm.
So you could basically just say no to the horse or any mount.
Okay.
That
Don't
was something
alter
that I
the music
remember
with
using.
mods, though, because it is the highlight. I'd agree with that. But maybe, like,
There-
maybe don't replace the music. Maybe have sequences in the game where it just adds weird music to it. I can go for that.
There was another spell that was just called Do Not Cast. Its description was, this will crash your game.
Okay. Is that literally only what it was made for?
Yep, it does the super fire spell animation, and then it crashes your game.
Kind of reminds me of, like, VR chat crashers. Or did they just walk in, they like do something crazy with their avatar, and then suddenly everybody's offline? Boop.
Hey guys, watch this neat trick I can do.
Right. They just like, you know, put their like, you know, finger up to their head, just like boom. I wanted to read the music that was removed. Read what now? Oh, wait. I highly recommend Werewolf and Vampire Overhaul mods like Moonlight Tales. I heard there were like vampire mods and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
werewolf stuff. Aren't you just capable of becoming a vampire like by standard in Skyrim?
There's basic vampire, and then with one of the expansions, special vampire.
Ooh. Well, that's so special about it.
You can turn into a super vampire.
Okay. What does a super vampire?
Flies
Yeah,
around, casts leech spells.
Basically,
Kind of
instead
durable.
instead of being a Twilight vampire, you are full on.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Alucard vampire.
I see.
Um,
Instead of sparkling, you slaughter. Got it.
yes.
Werewolf but vampire like a demon.
Instead of sparkling, you slafter.
You can't
That's
spell. Great. Love werewolves personally because the sprinting feels so fun. I think the thing that I really like about Skyrim is the fact that it does feel like you can do whatever the heck you want in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I have to where I decide to go on a two-handed heavy armor build, and I have to where by the end I am a master stealth archer.
Ah. Now, I think that might be my problem with playing Skyrim. Like, you can do anything you want, but the negative is you can do anything you want. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there being like,
No reason to replay the game.
And I'm just like, oh god, too many options, too much stuff. And I'm one of those guys that like I do like me a completion mission of like once I finally wrap my head around the game, I do like to do every little nook and cranny of stuff. And it like pains me on the inside to realize that like in certain circumstances it is impossible. Or it is improbable because it would take you like 10 years to do it. And I'm just like, man, I'd like to sip this game with a fine wine, you know, like a fine wine. And I feel like if I did that, you'd never see me again. So maybe that's just me. Yeah.
Well, there's also the other option. Once again, this is something that I should try to go back into, but I've been more of doing the co-op play with friends set of games. There is actually a unique mod that just requires you to have Skyrim installed. Enderal. And I think I may have mentioned it to you before.
Interesting. Shadow says, it's not just you. I have... Is that 2000? Oh my god. Yeah, I have like 300 hours in Cyberpunk. And even I think that's excessive. 2,000.
Those are rookie numbers.
Them's rookie numbers, but I mean, for like a game
2,000?
that technically should only have somewhere around 100 hours, me playing 300 hours of Cyberpunk, that's quite a bit. And it is purely because I like to play the other different branches of characters and see what the like minor differences are, and like figuring out changing up my build just tiny little bits to see like, well, what if I enjoyed more of like a brawler type, or you know, should I move like hardcore into like the hacking portion of the game, you know? However, with Skyrim is literally just like, here, you can class as literally everything. It's kind of like why with Elder Scrolls 6, I am really wondering what they're gonna do to make it stand out amongst like all of its other games. What are they gonna do? That must have been a heck of a meeting. I'm the type to overplay games to Oblivion and back because I have about 500 combined hours on the DGS TGAA duology. Oh, interesting. Well, let me look back on like my games and my game activity. What's like the games? I know that Terraria is like #1. Mostly for a couple reasons. One, I've played Terraria in so many people's servers and in so many different situations. Two, for my own personal off time. Three, I have idled in Terraria before, meaning that like I have just let it sit and do its own thing while I go off and I sleep or I go and I do work. Yeah, I've got about 2,000 hours in Terraria.
Dang.
That's a lot of Terraria.
I bow my head to you because I have not actually had that reach for the hours. The one game that is my highest amount of cumulative time is Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh.
And it was like, let me double check it.
Idling in
Let me have
Skyrim
it.
is easy because of music. That is true. Funny enough, you mentioned music. Like, the music's so good that I went and I bought the physical CDs. And I bought the physical CDs for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, I just like to straight up own it. Two, like, if I need to do any sort of, like, content creation that requires the music, I wanted to make sure I had them. There's no real easy way to buy it digitally. But, like, man, I just love the flex of being like, yeah, I have the entirety of the Skyrim soundtrack on CD.
I have the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack on a double disc CD set.
Really? That's neat.
Yes, I do. It's very neat.
Let's see. I have 522 hours in Stardew Valley. Yes. Oh, wow. So I have 376 hours in A Hat in Time, and it is, like, closely rivaled by Cyberpunk. So, Hat in Time
Makes
had
sense.
better come out with a new DLC quick.
Playing a lot of the mods, so that makes sense.
Shadow says 175 on Breath of the Wild. I played a lot of Hat in Time mods. Absolute crap ton. I still need to play more, because people
Me
still
too.
make them, and they're still good stuff. Played a lot of the Master Chief Collection, which makes sense. Played a lot of Halo Infinite. I have not played a lot of VR chat, but I know some people that are just perpetually online in VR chat all the time, who have like tens of thousands of hours in that. Basically, VR chat is just their life.
Well, it's a social life. At least it is a social life.
Yeah.
You know, I think after those numbers, everything else just becomes very reasonable amount of hours. You know, there's stuff like, oh, I spent 12 hours in this game. Oh, I spent 2 hours in that one.
Mm.
I have a very specific set of
500,
games.
2,500, 2,573.9 hours in Shadowverse for me.
Dang, that's a lot of cards.
1,460.
And that's just on my PC. I play on mobile constantly. I'm actually climbing the competitive ladder on the ranked ladder on mobile right now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I got like 1,700 more points than I get Grandmaster for this season.
Ooh.
Pretty
Hey,
close.
keep at it.
I'm pretty close. Yeah.
1,465.6 hours. RimWorld.
That makes sense, though. RimWorld is another one of those games, like I said, of the you can do anything you want, but holy shit, you can do anything you want.
Yup.
Yep.
It's kind of like, what's that other game? Dwarf Fortress, I think it's called.
Yes.
Where, like, Dwarf Fortress has got so many different things that you can do in the game, it is ridiculous. And it was all made by one dude who was just noodling around. Who was just like, I want to make a thing. Hey, I made a thing, guys. Took me like 10 years to make the thing, but I made the thing.
And I'm not done making it.
And I'm not done making the thing, so hang out while I make the thing. Honestly, I can appreciate that kind of, that kind of passion.
Good, but I can make it better.
Yeah, right? Actually, what is currently either new and trending or top selling currently? Oh no, Suicide Squad game. I've heard of so many people that have been shitting on that game, and I don't know if it's valid or not. I don't know. I'm not gonna make any judgments because I have no idea. I don't think I'm even the market, so. Yeah, there's Persona 3 Reload, overwhelmingly positive, as it should be.
Yeah, I want to get that game, but I just spent, as I mentioned, I just spent $300 on trading cards, so I'm back saving for a while.
Cards.
I love me my I love me my shiny cardboard.
I will not be eating for a while.
Well,
Hello, ramen, my friend.
There is kind of turning around if it goes to where you actually want to make money. Was it a bunch of packs or boosters you actually got?
I bought 2 booster boxes and then like another $125 on singles of the cards that I wanted from the boosters and didn't get.
Well, then there's always turning around and seeing if you could actually make.
Yeah,
I've
been trying to sell some of the other stuff that I have, but it's just like depending on if I can find people who want those specific cards.
The other fun part.
Persona 3 has been in my life since it came out, and I am not that old. So I was very small, so I am the happiest. Hey, that's awesome. Oh, you know what's one game? All right, this is another one of those games that you can do freaking everything in it, and yet, like, I would love to try it. Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I would love to get Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I'm very tempted because like that $60 price point, I feel actually makes sense.
Yes.
The amount of work that they've actually put in, the time that they've at least worked with everyone, including people who got it early access, and they were also very thankful for the people who helped out with the input. Also did give the people the bonus little digital thing alongside with it, which you don't actually have to get it at all. Basically, you get background music, you get all the music, or I believe.
You get some references to Larian's previous game.
Nice.
Yes, I'll actually try to bring up just to list it all off. Because I completely had forgot about it. Digital Deluxe upgrade. Yes, I am of age. I don't know why I have to do it every single time.
Steam just wants you to, be sure.
But you get
Steam out here carding you.
Right? It's like, I'm gonna need some ID.
They already have my card, damn it. But you get the digital original soundtrack. You also get digital character sheets, so if you ever feel like playing 5th edition D&D with each of the characters, you got the reference sheets, digital art book, a bard song pack, which is select songs that you can actually play that is from Divinity Original Sin, I believe.
2.
Be specific, 2. Yes. There are paintings from Revelion, which is something. I think it's also another reference for a lot of the. Collection of paintings across the Forgotten Realms, inspired by Divinity Original Sin 2. Adventures pouch gives you extra camp supplies and potions, so makes the start a little bit easier. And you also get a unique die that you can use. But the other main thing is you get unique cosmetic items. Cosmetic items and weapons.
All right, and how much does all this cost?
For the digital deluxe DLC, $10.
Dang! That's pretty freaking good. Yeah, how much would it cost to like get the whole package here? Yes, I am of age, Steam.
The actual game is $60.
Hey, Larry. All right. Yeah. Okay. So the main game itself is about $60. All it has for the DLC at this moment is the digital deluxe edition, which is an extra 10. And
Yep.
the base game itself is enough. Goddamn.
Oh God.
Yeah, again, this is definitely one of those games that's like on my list. It's one of those I could get stuck with it and in it for many, many, many years. But hey, I think it'd be worth it. And also, I think they deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you do decide to actually dip your toe or someone actually trips you into the very, very deep end of the pool, and give a heads up. I'd be more than willing to actually join you if you would like.
Yee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's multiplayer as well. What the fuck?
Yep.
I'm just like, I think one of the things that's kind of sold me on it, like, first of all, now again, like I said, customizable. You can do so much stuff with it. But the thing that really convinced me that that's true is, who's that one person that did that one thing where they were streaming it and there was this one, like, they needed to get up to this one ledge, and to get there, they, like, stacked a bunch of boxes. Like, they basically just stacked box on box on box on box on box, and then got high enough that they could do, like, you know, a teleportation jump from those boxes up to this ledge they need to get to. And I saw that, and I was just like, okay, you can literally do anything in this game.
The funny thing is, I'm not sure who the original person was, but Matt Mercer, who is at least well known in the internet community for D&D,
Yes.
he is a host of Critical Role.
Yeah, and he's a voice actor.
Yep.
Mr.
Yes.
Mercer.
Voiced Leon in Resident Evil 4 and some of the movies.
Yeah.
But he actually had showed, there was a little clip that I seen of him basically doing stacks of boxes, and it was ridiculously, insanely high. And he had actually found an item that was a arrow of like teleportation, and he used it to circumvent so much BS and shenanigans to get to a location
I think that
just
is
so that
what
he
I'm
could
talking
avoid
about.
too much fight.
Yeah, like a massive game skip, and all you had to do was just sacrifice a bunch of boxes.
Yep, and I think the developers were also kind of watching, and they were just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they were just like, we didn't think of that.
Didn't think of it, but we're not going to change it.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite things in a video game. Like, when someone finds an exploit that, like, it doesn't break the game, but it just makes it goofier. I love when that happens. And then, well, and then the developer sees that and goes, okay, yeah, fine. Go for it. It's kind of why, I mean, a lot of people have made fun of Cyberpunk for all of the glitches that it had in the past. Which, by the way, as somebody who has played Cyberpunk pretty religiously, I can tell you that those glitches are absolutely still there. Like, you can still, every once in a while, you do run into, like, a car that just makes the decision it's going to zoom that way. You know, or your body just suddenly flings into the wall for no reason.
For a group of cars that exist in the same place at the same time, and only realize it when you approach.
Yep. That kind of thing still exists. It still happens. It happens less often, though. It's now just sort of a random little quirk that happens every so often. And, like, it is kind of immersion breaking, but I don't really care because, like, I'm not super ridiculously invested, like, personally. I'm not trying to lose myself in the game too much. And, like, stuff like that doesn't immersion break for me personally. I think it's just funny. And honestly, I really hope that in the future, this kind of sort of glitch just doesn't get patched out. You know, fix most of the jank, but every once in a while, whatever. It adds a little bit of extra spice. Where, like, You expect the game is going to do one thing, and then it goes and does the complete opposite.
Everything is looking nice and fantastic. Everything seems to be going without a care in the world, and suddenly you have cars multiplying like rabbits in one particular spot.
Yep. Muffin says glitches are still fun. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Think about this for a second. If I wanted to have super ridiculous realism and to be completely immersed within my environment, why wouldn't I just go outside?
Fair.
Come on. I could literally go out onto the street right now and just hang around and just enjoy my day. And like, why would I do? Why would I like want full and complete immersion and like perfect one-to-one physics if I'm playing a video game? I'm here to have fun. And if a glitch happens, if glitches are what make it fun, whatever. I can deal with that. Just make sure it's not like game breaking. The one thing I will say, there are still major problems with several things in Cyberpunk where I will be playing and then I will get soft locked on some sort of a story because the game decided that like, oh, this keypad's not going to work. Oh, this computer doesn't have an interface right now for some reason. Oh, this NPC ended up locking up and their dialogue has stopped, or the NPC just decided they're not going to walk over to the car at their getaway vehicle. And I'm just sitting there like, so close. You were so close. And now I have to like back up to several auto saves and to try and reset it and see if it'll fix it. And usually it does, which thank God. But it's frustrating when it happens because that means I have to redo a bunch of garbage again. Those kind of glitches, patch them out. They're frustrating. But the silly physics glitches are amazing, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way.
Getting the police's attention and have them spawn in your empty passenger seat.
Oh dear God, did that happen?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh my God, I think I want to see this. Kirby in the Forgotten Land is a very polished game, but the out-of-bounds glitches you can make are really fun. Kind of reminds me of Super Mario Odyssey has its own little quirks as well. People have found, like, weird ways that you can get yourself out of bounds and, like, strange physics oddities. You know what? Here's a really good example of something that I don't want to get patched out. Super Mario 64 and all of its, like, backwards long jump bullshit. That is legendary in the gaming space, and it's a glitch. And funny thing is, the PAL version was patched. So, that is something you can't do in it. I think it's the PAL version. Or at least future versions did come out that didn't include it. And guess which version was uploaded to Nintendo Online? The patched version. And, like, I don't know if they're trying to just avoid some sort of a memory leak level glitch that could happen due to you taking advantage of backwards long jumps. Or, like, could that hurt your hardware? I don't freaking know. But, I don't know. I just... A lot of people, they devalue the digital version that is on Nintendo Online because of the fact that you can't do the backwards long jump. Like, at a certain point, a glitch isn't a glitch. It's a feature. If it doesn't get in the way of the game experience, just let people have it. Especially if it's that obscure. Like, if you have to be so deliberate to, like, backwards long jumping, you have to be very deliberate in doing the backwards long jump in order for it to even be a thing or a problem. Let people have their fun. Come on, man. The Lego Mario does a reference to the backwards long jump glitch. Does it? I'm very curious about that. I'd like a source for this. I must know the Lego Mario. And, like, how in on the joke are they? I want to know. Hold up. I need to see this. Give me a feast for my eyes. I want to hear Lego Mario go, Yahoo! You know what's funny? I grew up on Mario 64, and in all my years of growing up with it, I didn't learn about backwards long jumping until much farther into like my adulthood. I don't even remember. Actually, funny enough, when did backwards long jumping get discovered? Let me look this up. Mario 64 backwards long jump. I want to find Mips whole wiki. What? Okay, wait a minute. All right, please tell me that does this have any specific information about when it was discovered? In speedrunning, phenomena. Do, 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 do. Here's another speedrunning wiki. How does it work? How to use? I don't care. I want to know. Okay, Know Your Meme. A lot of times, Know Your Meme does have like origins.
Found the video, sent it to you.
Oh, so Cyberpunk fixed the cops. All right, let me see.
Here we go again. Yeah, I honestly don't know if there's anything more underwhelming in this game than a one-star cop chase where you drive like 2 Minecraft chunks away and they just forget about you. Wait, hold on.
Huh?
Yeah, never mind what I said. That was great.
Wait, what?
Cop
Why?
just spawned in
How
his
did that happen?
passenger seat.
When did? Wait. Oh
Here we go
man.
again.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly don't.
Now I want. What the fuck? I want to see the rest of this clip. What the shit? Okay. Okay, Muffin has sent a link to Lego Mario BLJ. Let's see. What the fuck? Okay, well that's... I think that's definitive. Like, Mario doesn't make that noise ever unless he's backwards long jumping. Alright. I guess you're right. Jesus. Okay, I found a Know Your Meme page about it. Let me see here. Okay, we have like, stuff dating back to 1996 according to this Know Your Meme article. So let's check this real quick. Platform video game Super Mario 64 was oh wait, this is just talking about the release of the game. Never mind. All right. Okay, in November of 2000, Club Nintendo Mexico magazine reported on a Super Mario 64 trick discovered by Jose Angel Ruiz Villarreal. Wait. Is this one entire name? And Dante Ivan Ruiz, shown below. Okay, repeated backward jumps to... Oh, wait, the trick allowed the players to skip a significant portion of the game by performing repeated backward jumps to climb endless stairs and obstacles, which normally only opens to those players who progressed further in the game by collecting additional power stars. Yeah, that's a backwards long jump. So, since 2000, people have known about backwards long jump. Now, I didn't know about this until, like, I want to say, like, it must have been, like, 2010 or something when I finally found out it was a thing. So it's weird to, like, play Super Mario 64 for such a long time of my life, only to, like, several years later have someone unearth this brand spanking new concept in the game that I never knew about. Doing that is required to get one of the stars for the little... Wait, the set's little game. Oh, is it? That's cute. I like that. All right, we're starting to get up into like the the late hours of the night, so I think we are going to start wrapping up the stream here. Now, what's the plan for next week?
I was about to say I'm getting really tired, so I was gonna head off. So, but you already are. What's up out of me?
Yeah. All right then. So yeah, we're definitely going to be playing Mario Wonder next Wednesday. That's what I'm doing Saturday. Unsure. Got a couple things I'm tempted to do. One thing I thought about doing, which I'm going to be piggybacking my capture device off of several freaking devices. What the hell? I was thinking about setting up my Xbox, and I have a set of Burger King video games that is sitting back here.
Oh no!
And I'm thinking of unleashing the beast and trying them. I remember
Unleashing the King.
I played one of them back in the day, and I know it was the bad one. As for the other two, I've heard they actually were pretty good, which is weird. I'm thinking about doing that, so we'll see. I'm gonna make a decision about that either tomorrow or maybe the next day. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's kind of the plan there. And then next Sunday, we are probably going to be doing a little bit more of the Stardew. So that'll do it for the stream tonight. Thanks for coming in and chatting, guys. This has been fun.
Yay!
Always fun. Yeah.
I've had a long and stressful week, so this was very nice. Change up.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I'll catch you guys later. See you later.
Yup, see ya.